Hey, good morning, guys. Apex and Matt are not on yet, so we'll give them a little bit. In the meantime, I'm just gonna stroll around, do something, go fishing maybe.
User entered your channel.
Hey, good morning, Matt. You. Check and make sure stream's coming through. Cool. Twitch and YouTube are looking good. Just wait on Apex and we can get started. Matt, I think Apex has a couple of the remaining fetch quests to run. Maybe some treasure maps while we wait on him. You still have some in your mailbox.
Sure.
User entered your channel.
Ishgard, hey, good morning, Pat.
Hey, fellas.
You got a couple more fetch quests to do, right?
Yeah.
Cool, cool. Get a map or two while you're doing that. Oh yeah, I saw that, the hoo-ha. 0-1 undefeated once again, so... Kami's not gonna stop being a Lalafell racist. Dude's ridiculous. He came back from like 157% in the last round.
Well, what's this I hear about?
Zero is like the best Smash 4 player right now.
Yeah.
He's been undefeated every time he's played. And, you know, Matt, not really being involved in the Smash 4 fighting community, agreed to a bet with Kami that if Zero won Smash, then... What were you giving up, Matt? I know that Kami said that if Zero lost, he'd stop being a Lalafell racist. Which wasn't really a bet at all.
I think I'm supposed to stop trying to convince you to become a Lalafell, but I think I've already done my job, so...
Your job is done. I mean, there's like Lalafell version of me standing next to me right now, so... It's all ready. I've got the appearance saved and everything.
I watched some of that match. He, like, was playing against the Zero Suit Samus in the semifinals, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, was dead to rights 2 stocks. And then the guy just, like, messed up.
SD'd and screwed up after that. Exactly.
Yeah.
It was so close. His comeback in the final match was really impressive.
Really, I need you to watch it.
There's something about the Smash commentators that I find extremely irritating. Like, extremely. So, like, later on the night, I was watching Killer Instinct, a game I basically know nothing about, just because one of the guys who's commentating it is this guy I watch on YouTube all the time, and is just a great commentator. And so it was much more exciting for me to watch a game that I know the bare minimum about, but was really cool. Instead of Smash, which, you know, I've been playing for years, but I just can't stand the commentators.
So wacky. So wacky, Matt. F. Here's a really cool last stock.
Oh, thanks, Con.
What level is your retainer at? I keep forgetting to check mine.
47. Able to
How long did it take you to do that?
see. She gets at the beginning they get about 5 levels per venture, and then around level 20 or so they get about a level every other day. So 50, maybe an average of 50, 60 days. I think it might be faster if you know that you're going to be online for some set of hours, like putting them on 1-hour missions every hour. But I've just done the 18-hour one because I'm lazy.
Do you guys remember where these tricky adventures are in Revenant's Toll?
Oh god, yes, I'm coming. I was on stream doing this for like 20 minutes.
He benefited from me having done it already, having skipped all the cutscenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me a decent amount of time too,
Here,
but
follow me. I'm pretty sure I know where you're last. Do you have 2 more or 1 more?
2, yeah.
Yeah, they're probably both
yeah,
up here.
there's 2 all the way inside the building by Rowena that is like right at the edge or outside of the circle, and you're like, well, I don't need to go in there, and it's like, no, yes you do.
Oh, I walked this way. I really did.
Yeah, me too. I actually went all the way up the stairs. Let me know. One of them might be on the ground floor. I don't remember. I just remember where the hard one is. Just check all these doors down here first.
Well, here was one of them.
Okay, and then the last one's up here.
Wow.
I came up here and like took a wrong turn and jumped off, and then just assumed that I had scratched this part off the map and kept running around forever. Here. Oh shit, it's not over here. Hold on. Here it is.
Oh my gosh.
Is it better to send them on hunting or field exploration?
Field exploration is the one that's 18 hours, so that's the smallest effort. Just whenever you log in, send them out on that.
And right now mine is still using a level 1 lance even though they're level 6. Does that matter too much?
No, don't worry about
Should
it.
I go buy them?
Eventually, when you go to send them on a field exploration at their level, it's going to say, hey, your average eye level isn't high enough. And all it'll ask you to do is increase their eye level to some threshold. So I think that once you get it to the level 20 ventures, you'll need to have an average eye level of 10. And then at level 40, you need to have an average eye level of 20, and so on. So there's certain tiers where you need to upgrade their armor.
Okay.
But it's not a big deal. That's pretty cool, Kami.
Sorry, I meant to come on and do this ahead of time, but people were over in my place until 2 in the morning.
Oh God. No, you're good, man.
The new magic vendor.
Was that they started at noon, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Well, I went to sleep at 2. They were here after that.
Wow. I've been to some of y'all's magic vendors.
It was pretty fun.
Darkstar's gonna try to queue with us just so that we have 2 tanks, that we're not like relying on a pug tank to get all pissy at us, but then we're just gonna go in and try to be completely blind. I'm gonna minimize chat. I mean, I'll pop into the party chat that we haven't done it before, and if someone wants to say stuff, we can't really stop them, but other than that. But I feel like if they're in party chat and they're not, you know, they tend to want to be very brief, so they might just say like, hey, no limit break, ball block, or body block the balls, ball block the balls. Whatever the rules are. We'll see. Cappy pugged it last night, and he said he got a really good group that was cool with him being new, so.
Alright.
And then once that's over, there's like 7 fetch quests before you get to the 1 hour cutscene, and then after the 1 hour cutscene, Heavensward or Ishgard's available, so. I will just go ahead and do that on stream, but and you guys are welcome to hang out and do it at the same time if you want to, but also if you need to roll or something, no problem.
Pew pew, here I come. Pew pew.
Yeah, no, Cappy was saying the same thing, Darkstar. He said that the fetch quest can be a little irritating, but he really enjoyed everything after Steps of Faith, and he really enjoyed the 1 hour cutscene. So, excited. We'll see. I really just walked around Mordona and like looked around. Other people. Hey Shiro. Morning. I'm gonna start up here soon. What's in the duty finder? Okay. Oh, I guess it was also a 9. Ass beat us. She particularly tough or something? She has a lot of really good cards, it looks like. Oh, interesting. I can't even use What's the rule on rare cards? You can only have one card with more than one star or something? Is that the rule?
I think someone was telling me that you can only have a certain more than one once you have more than 30 cards or something. So it's like, okay, I guess I'm not playing triple Triad until I get more cards.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Cause I want to use all my OP cards, man.
Yeah, right?
All your OP cards, huh?
Uh-huh.
But you
I
got
tell the
so
game
many.
to make me the best deck, and it throws Gaius in, and it's like, how come you're not putting Mogulmog in? It's like, no, you can't do that.
Oh, lame.
Little Newman pops up saying, didn't say the match word."
That sucks. I like when they go first. It's my preference. Can't get that card back at all. Oops, I placed it on this one. Wow. GG already. I have more than enough MGP for the cost of playing her. I'm not too worried about it. I have 106,000, but I can go to Gold Saucer and play somebody else.
I think I'm close. I'm in the right location.
Yeah, you like go talk to the guy and it pops in your duty finder.
This person near me has a Choclo with Hive Barding, and they look like some kind of alien ninja.
I can craft those, by the way. I think you need to have like an item from the X version of the Primal, but if you ever need to run those, I've got the crafting side of it done. So, what does getting that entail? Can I cheese it, given that I've got a much higher craftsmanship level now? No. I was talking about the X primals, the old ones. Larrowing was showing off some of the X primal gear from level 60, and there's a book that looks really, really cool. I don't know if there's a way to link from outside the game like there is in Guild Wars 2. I can find that.
Oh yeah.
Is there like an item code like you can do? Oh, lodestone database. Okay. Cool looking, man. Does it show it wielded as well? Oh, there's a tooltip code. Oh, cool. Oh wait, no, that's for posting on the forums. Boo. Yeah. Scroll down where the images are. It's pretty sweet looking. When you unsheath it, it like glows. Hey D-Rock, good morning. Azo.
Awesome.
I don't like going first.
Hang on, I gotta run around and kill dragons. I think this is probably the last thing.
Oh, no worries, man. I can't take him, so... Didn't. Yeah, I saw someone walking around with the great sword. That's what made me say, holy shit, I need to go get that thing. I need to go be a Dark Knight. If you had told me that was the relic great sword, I would have believed you. Extremely cool looking. Oh, she's untouchable. Was he? Oh, I intend to keep playing Warrior at the moment, but looked cool. I can't capture that at all. Try.
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Sure. Not getting you guys, that's okay. Oh yeah? Nice. I may have asked this before, but like, what's the standard for high damage? Oh, the suit is like a Mool hat.
I want one.
Dude, D-Rock, if they added Chocobo Hot and Cold... They were joking about adding Blitzball, but that would be pretty awesome.
Was that a joke? That wasn't a joke.
It wasn't a joke. I think it was like we have nothing on paper right now, but wouldn't that be cool to do it? So, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it a try. Pretty crazy what they can do with the engine. Right. Inconsequential amount of MGP. Everybody loves Triple Triad. I do Chocobo Hot and Cold. If they added that to this game, it would be game over. Clear everything else out of the schedule and just stream that 24/7. Yeah. Well, we see. They asked him about it at last live letter, and he was like, "Yeah, Warriors are more strong, but they're less defensive." Although a lot of his answers were just like, "Get good, you scrubs."
Really?
Yeah, machinist DPS is low. Oh well, you know, I know y'all are using this parser system, and our devs are parsing just fine DPS. So clearly, you guys don't know how to play the class yet. He was nice about it, but it translated to "get good." Yeah, D-Rock. Got a 3-hour block of Final Fantasy IX coming up this next week, and very close to the next Chocobo Hot and Cold section where you can do the Lagoon, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be almost all of the 3-hour block. Yeah.
Oh man, does anybody know the keyboard command that will remove your UI?
Scroll lock.
Thank you.
Sure.
My cat is on my keyboard here.
And cut it off.
I'm learning all kinds of new keys. Process elimination.
Yeah, D-Rock, we're trying to wrap up or get very closer, much closer to the end of Final Fantasy V, Xenoblade Chronicles, Final Fantasy IX, and Mass Effect 2. With a 6-hour, as usual, Zelda block on Friday. Might beat Skyward Sword, but I'm gonna be cutting it kind of close. We'll see. Anyone go see Ant-Man yet? Andrew and I are gonna go see it this afternoon.
No, I haven't seen it.
Pretty excited. You know Paul Rudd's like Conan joke that he does?
Nuh-uh.
Like he goes on the show and he says, "Hey, I'm gonna show a clip from my new movie," and like he's been on there like 20 times, and he never shows a clip from his new movie. He shows a clip from this like shitty late 80s, early 90s movie called Mac and Me that was like a E.T. ripoff. It's the same scene every time, and he keeps like this time he was like, "Oh, you know, Marvel really doesn't want me to show it because it's a big blockbuster movie and they're not in on the joke, so fortunately I can't do it this time." And then sure enough, like after 10 seconds of the regular Ant-Man trailer, it cuts to the Mac and Me trailer. It's pretty funny.
Steps of Faith accessible.
Cool. All right, Matt, let us know when you're back. Fuck you, Kami.
Oh, yeah.
Click his link, you can see the scene that he always plays. Still waiting on him to land on your head.
Oh, he did it! He did it!
Nice. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, Kami. Hey, Didorp. Morning.
Oh my god, this alien.
Right? It's a pretty bad scene. There's somebody standing at the Steps of Faith, so
Yeah.
send an invite. Get as many noobs as possible. Okay, Dark Star. No, Kami. I never seen the whole movie. Just ever seen that scene whenever he does it. The Reddit thread for they fooled me because all the comments were like, "Oh man, it's so messed up that," like they were all in on the joke. They're like, "Oh, it's so messed up that Marvel wouldn't show the joke." It's like 20 top level comments all saying that.
Who is Lee?
She was hanging out at the Steps of Faith, so she's another person doing a blind playthrough. Asked her if she wanted to join us. We're ready to go when you are.
I'm back. So
Now we're waiting on Darkstar to step away for a sec. When he gets back, we'll go. Figure we try to get as many blind people as possible.
Oh, I got off my head. What is this?
Do you see him on my shoulder?
No.
This is a client thing. Interesting.
Okay, I'm here.
Alright, here we go. Just queued. And it popped already.
Okay, then have fun.
Godspeed. Yeah, Kami, I read a thread that's like you can't slash Beckon Midgard Zormer. He's the king of dragons. Our 4th DPS might be backing out Darkstar, so I might have to re-queue here. Oh, never mind, listen. Whoa! Someone on cannons and Dragon Killer. Pretty sweet looking man. Oh, there's Bertha tanks back there. Music here is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's a large dragon that we can't target.
You can target him, it's just the hitbox is really finicky.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I hope that wasn't a spoiler.
Oh, no, you're good.
That's okay.
Because, yeah, like I said, his hitbox is really finicky, so you first need to be right under him. Right under his stomach. I think that's supposed to be a play at something, though. A play at common medieval tropes about, you know, how dragons weak points or whatever.
Yeah. The Hobbit thing. One of you guys want to take the other cannon back here?
I'm on it. Someone says don't take the back cannons.
Oh,
Ignore.
okay.
Oh, never mind. Ignore the person that said do not take the back cannons. Please take the back cannons. I think you do want to take the back cannon. Matt and me will take the cannon.
Got it.
Someone come take this cannon. I don't know what that means. Just take
I
the
think
back cannon.
I think we're good. I think that Uzu and Iron are the only ones that are going to be doing the cannons. Just those two.
Okay.
Yeah, so he is hitting its underbelly over here.
Well, I'm gonna come up here so I can heal you, I guess.
That makes sense. This is a really cool fight. I'm guessing they're using the cannons to quickly kill the ads, and like as off tank, I should be grouping them up. I have a chat minimized, by the way. If you're saying anything, we're just trying to do the whole thing clean. Tank gets the ads to the boss. Okay. Oh, sure. So they want to be using the cannons on the boss, but also be hitting the ads at the same time. Otherwise, they tend to run over to you guys. You want to take advantage of the AoE, I think. What's going on here? Then the back cannons, I'm guessing we retreat to once he advances a certain distance, right? Would make sense. So that's why there's only 2 people on the cannons, because they retreat back to the other 2. He is targetable, but it is finicky. It's definitely the biggest mob we fought, but cleverly it's a architecture boss. Like, it's not actually a moving sprite. I think the thing that we're attacking is invisible. It's just part of the game world. They did this a lot in Guild Wars with the huge world bosses.
Yeah.
And there's even more cannons back there. Okay, got it. Bunch more ads spawn. Whoa. Gnarly ass looking adamantoids back here.
Whoa, I want one.
It's pretty sweet.
Oh, we got some friendly ads.
Oh god. Sprinting out of that. Cannot be stunned. Oh, yeah, no. Someone did it on accident.
Someone should not have shot something.
Yeah, I think it might have killed our buddies. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Wall.
We'll see what happens.
This scholar has cleric stance up. Either they're super pro and they're DPSing like a motherfucker, or
Have they dropped it at all?
I'm watching now. Let's see.
Okay.
I think the only time I don't like to see cleric stance is when it's on an astrologian below 45 or so.
Looks like they dropped it, right?
No,
Oh, never mind, I
still
still
got
see it. That's you.
Now he dropped it. Nope, now he put it back up. Yeah, I mean, there's not a ton of healing so far.
Yeah.
So
Are you healing the ads at all? The
No.
good ones? I just don't know if that's required or not. We'll see.
I don't know. I am not so far.
I can see the source of the toxicity. This is a really cool fight, but like, see how it takes so long to get to the other end, and like, I'm guessing if it makes it to the end without being dead, you just have to start over. Maybe it puts you back to a certain phase, so you don't go all the way back to the beginning. But we will confirm that after we win it. I gotta pull him further back so that we get hit by him too. No, it doesn't. Shit.
Shit.
Ow.
I'm dead.
Come on, Huli. She dropped cleric stance.
I'm coming up.
Did you get stepped on or something?
Yeah, flew up in the air and then stomped. The adds under him again, so the cannons are hitting him. Res me, Pat.
I had to waste my insta-cast on something else. Hang on.
I should be okay now. Last stand.
Oh shit.
Don't want to get to the powder kegs, huh?
Oh, it looks like you might. I'm resing you, Matt.
Yeah, they're trying to destroy these powder kegs over here. Yeah, I think we may have lost there because the powder kegs blew up. There are these barrels at the other end that I think were intended to do a bunch of extra damage to Bishop. Whoa, this Transcendent thing looks really awesome. I'm curious to see what the fail scenario looks like too. Still some. Gotta use the snares here. Oh, he's on it. Cool. Oh, cool. Yeah, so they use the snares and it chains it there. We want to keep them from destroying the cannons here. Our last chance to fight it. Keep it from advancing.
I really want to level 3 limit break it, but I don't know if I should.
Will be it.
Do it.
Sweet dragon. Woo. Snare
Oh,
and
Marstead. I was gonna say, Marstead, do you think in your next pull or whatever you could focus target the boss so people on stream can see how much health has left?
Yeah, sure.
20%.
The early mistake may have been big enough. We'll see.
Bust out them deeps.
Oh my god.
I don't think
Where's
it's
this? We're close. We're so close.
Nope.
Oh no.
6%.
We get to see
I
this.
was keeping those deeps the entire time, man. Except for when you didn't graze me. Those 6% were all from me being dead.
Oh wow. Okay. And we are now Paco. Thanks for the host, Generosity. Appreciate it.
What's the dragon killer that everyone keeps talking about?
I don't think I noticed it last fight. I tried to watch for
Did
it
you
this
want me to
time.
mention the Dragon Killer since they're talking about it?
Yeah, that's fine.
You notice how there's some giant towers along the way?
Yeah.
At the top of those is a giant spear you can fire.
Oh, and somebody fired it too early last time. I see the spear from here. Sure. Yeah, and we saw those snares at the end, but the people on the cannon may as well hit them because they're right next to it.
Is it just a timing thing, you think?
That's
I don't
what-
know, we'll see.
I think so. I think that because he said he fired it too early last time, so I think he fired it without it hitting him. Like he hadn't walked close enough yet for it to have landed on him. I'll keep my camera zoomed out
Yeah,
and try to watch for it
there's-
this
there-
time.
There's a way to tell if he's going to get hit by it.
Okay.
The devs put this in intentionally. Like I said, I'll let you figure it out on your own.
Sure.
Thanks.
Do it. Definitely want to have the ads in cannon range. That was a mistake we didn't do last time. I think I get it now. And I think that they use an attack that shows you what the cannon's range is, so you know where to put the ads. Working on getting them off you.
No, thank you.
Yeah, so they placed that like green thing on the ground. I think that's them letting you know, hey, bring the ads here. That's the range of our cannons right now. green circle. So if you have ads on you, bring them to the green circle, and I'll keep overpowering, trying to pull the aggro.
Oh god.
Ads soon, probably. You don't want
Yeah.
the... So the ads start rushing the cannons at this point. Come here. Itching looking at a Mantoise Pro. Come on. Fortunately, he is not stunnable. Hard stop. Let's just heal up. Or...
Got
Climb the
hands on
tower,
me.
man the dragon killer. Coming. I had to go stop a thing from killing their turrets.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so the NPCs are just like, hey, man the dragon killer, now's the time. So I think they just ran up and hit it too soon last time.
Oh, okay.
Hard stop, fill up your health. Try to pull the ads closer. God, I'm going down.
I got you.
Pump gang. S-
Got hands on me.
Okay, I'm coming. Can you bring him to me?
I might die.
Got him off you, I think.
Thank you.
Sure.
I'm just gonna try to stay close to you.
Okay,
For
that
that.
sounds good.
I wanna
They,
get
they
hit by
tend
the
to like to
stomp
group
again.
up on you, but I have to keep pulling the ads over to his belly so that the cannons hit him.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to run back to you. I think we're okay now. Yeah, see the red circle that's in front of us? If you look ahead,
Yeah.
that's the target area for the dragon killer. I think they just hit it early last time, jumped the gun. Makes sense. Now he's right under the circles. This is where you want to use the Dragon Killer. Yeah, that did a ton of damage to him. Cool. That's green shit. Keeps the boss.
Oh god.
%, 1%. All right. That was a really cool fight.
And now you know why people don't like doing Steps of Faith, though.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can see running it a second time when you get it as your roulette being a little disappointed, but it's fun.
I think the problem is that if you screw up way too badly, you're gonna have to wait 15 minutes to start over.
Yeah, I
much.
guess if you make an error in the first 5 minutes, you can't just like wipe yourselves and reset, right? I'm guessing when
You
you wipe, you
cannot.
just get back up and he keeps walking.
Yeah.
More HP. That explains why he died before the final phase. Pretty cool. Cool. That was a pretty sweet fight. Back in chat.
But yeah.
Thanks everybody.
In terms of mechanics, like I said, if there's anything you're not sure about, just ask and I'll explain it.
Yeah, that works. Just out of curiosity for that fight, was the green pitch on the ground, is that something the cannons were shooting? That's like my target where I should pull the mobs to?
That's supposed to slow them down or something.
But it's like, they were trying to use it to say, hey, if you see this on the ground, that's
Yeah,
the
you could
general
use it like
range.
that.
Yeah,
You could use it like that. That's just a clever use of it.
gotcha.
And as for like the hard stomp or whatever that you saw,
Hmm.
cannons have the ability to stun it. Tanks in them can't stun it, but the cannons can.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Nidhogg's greatest champions. Ooh. Nidhogg is a pretty important dragon in Norse mythology, but he shows up in Final Fantasy a lot, usually as a boss.
Wasn't he a trash mob in like 10 or something?
I think so. Yeah, he's just some random trash enemy you run into. Nidhogg is the dragon at the roots of the world tree, Yggdrasil. He gnaws at the roots. Actually, in 11, he was a pretty important, notorious monster that would occasionally spawn. There's an area that had this big tree, and he'd spawn at the base of the tree. He's the guy with the lens flare on his spear.
Twing!
In its original difficulty, I could see that being crazy fun and stressful. Like the first time when people are doing it after the patch. You have to hit all 3 dragon killers, do everything perfect, and you're still DPSing him at the end. Oh, that's cool, Kami. I'm probably not going to do the Dragoon quests for a very long time. Once if I switch to Lalafell, then I'll have to make a Dragoon immediately. Rising Stone, sure.
I train by a Dark Knight right now, and his armor he's wearing is starting to anger me. He's still wearing his I-120 armor at level 60.
That's pretty bad. I feel like you get plenty of opportunity to upgrade. Like, you just find stuff from quests on the way, don't you?
That and the amount, the stat difference is absolutely massive. I think the difference between the level 50 and 58 armor is like something like around 100 defense points or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything scales a lot harder in Heavensward.
So Matt, since the Dragoon is so important in the Heavensward main story, it sounds like you pick the canonical class. They ever novelized this game?
No, they picked the canonical class after I did.
Okay. Right. Yeah, Kami, I might actually use it. We'll see. There were the crafting or the gathering materia, I could tell you right away. But like all the combat materia is crashed. Savage Aim 4 sells for like 7,000 gil now. All the in-game gear doesn't use it. I've been holding on to my materia though in case they bring it back in the next relic quest. I wouldn't be surprised if they did because it's crashed pretty much across the board. Skill speed is useful for a really crazy min-maxing warrior that's trying to get an extra cooldown out of Berserk, I think, too. There's some break point where you have enough skill speed where you can do one more attack before Berserk ends.
Be right back.
Okay.
But yeah, I think now that that's done, whenever you do your next hard mode dungeon or whatever, since your plan is to go back and do some of the Realm Reborn content that you missed, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean we'll get to it regardless. I want to continue streaming Final Fantasy XIV until we've tapped out all of the original content once. Whether that means going into Heavensward now, and then once we finish Heavensward, going back and cleaning up the stuff we didn't get to before. We'll figure it out on a stream-to-stream basis, but we'll do all of it, including Crystal Tower and all the hard mode dungeons and stuff. And then when it's done, we'll stop streaming Final Fantasy XIV until new content comes out. And then do
Does that
new
include
content.
Does that include the raids, by the way?
Yeah, like Crystal Tower, sure.
No, when I mean raids, I mean 8-man, like the hard raids.
Yeah, sure. That sounds fun.
Okay.
That might get pushed to the end, like after we've done all the more accessible content and we've got time for the other people in the free company to gear up so that we can do it as a static.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just curious, that's all.
I use it tactically, Kami. Before I was sprinting in dungeons with wild abandon, but now I'm very aware of the sacrifice I'm making whenever I press that button.
I don't remember who. Wasn't I the one who yelled at you for that or something?
It was you and Kami. Yeah, it was like 3 dungeons in a row in like Sestasha, Copperbell. Then I stopped.
What was that about dungeons?
Me sprinting in them.
Oh yeah, back in those days.
How long have you been playing 14 now, Marstead?
Middle of May. Hey, Reaper Cheap, good morning. Change the titles. People don't think they're walking in on steps of faith. Well, I mean, in that case, I was using it to chase down a mob that was going to destroy a cannon because I hadn't done the fight before. So, defensive cooldown wouldn't really have helped. Alright.
But here's the thing, Kami. If he would have had me in there as a ninja, he would have just asked for a goad.
Yeah, there you go. Quarry boulder. Man, I wish we would have actually seen that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I like in the previous quest how long it takes you to realize that Tataru is not there.
Right,
like
you
a-
have
Maybe
to
if I
let
just
this...
keep standing here,
She'll materialize.
No? No? Well, for Dylan, I can understand. He's looking, you know, at eye height, and she's below him, right?
I have to check everywhere. I was basically that's an abstraction of us like checking in all the cabinets, looking under the desk,
Right.
pulling out the drawers.
Is she in his wastebasket? Whoa. Two simultaneous story quests?
Mhm,
What is
mhm.
this?
Wait, what's the other one?
Midfilla gave two.
Search for Tataru and speak with Hori Boulder.
Oh, I didn't get the other one, but I have to go back to talk to her after I found Tataru, so I guess I'll grab it then.
Spoiler alert, you found Tataru? She's not...
Whoa. You searched in the right wastebasket.
I used my Lalafa since...
This is the one where the other one where they did the special patch to make it so you couldn't play Tataru in Triple Triad briefly. People were freaking out about not being able to challenge her. It's like Camp Tranquil after Tataru.
Yeah, it's in South Shroud. I got the limb support if you're ready for it.
Yes, thank you.
I'm not.
Oh, that was to get to Tataru.
Yeah, you don't need the limb support.
Oh wait, did you already find her outside and then talk to Minfilla?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm behind you guys.
Yeah, the next thing she does is she gives you two things to do.
I see. Walking to the Arcanist Guild.
I see.
Some
Now I'm
kinda
getting both of them.
Caveman. Wait. Oh, I think it's on the second floor. Or the bottom floor.
There's a bottom, yeah.
Hey girl, hey. Ubergrime.
Oh man, she picked the right class.
And where all the I guess the warrior died, didn't she? So Sweet Dragoon. Thubergrime sounds like something from the Scooty Fruity channel. Cyanine Dota Chody. Sigh in a kinda Dota Chody. I think that's my favorite one from that channel. Synecdoche, I think it is.
Oh shit. So this, I probably got special dialogue there because I am an Arcanist.
Oh yeah?
Basically, they're sending Tataru to do the same thing that I did for my
Oh,
first
that's cool.
When does Sataru have to put a bucket in water? That was the most
That's just
essential
every
part of our
day.
training.
That's the rest of the
I
game,
don't-
is us bringing Tataru through everything we had to do.
I don't know if I could have killed that dragon if I didn't have experience both putting the bucket in the water and then filling the bucket with water and then clicking on the bucket again, take it out of the water.
I've never played Front Mission 3, Reaper Cheap. We'll be doing that blind on stream at some point.
Played that game so long ago, I don't really remember. I remember there's a choice you have to make at some point that will depend on, that might be what he's asking, which you get different, somewhat different side members depending on this choice you make somewhat early in the game. It's pretty cool. It makes you want to play through it twice.
Cool. No worries.
Oh wait, I have to go all the way out to Zephyr Gate and then run now that far. Is there quicker?
Just
I guess
use
yeah,
the
you can
ether
port to it.
to middle Lenosha. Like, okay, we killed this giant dragon. It's pretty hype, but now one of the scions wants to go change jobs, so help him out. Wait, this is the same quest from level 5 Arcanist?
Yeah, it's absolutely the same thing. except
That's-
my
Spoiler
run
alert,
away.
man! I just did my level 1 Arcanist thing. Got me to level 4
That's really cool
to get the physic.
that they call that back.
Oh shit. This is different.
In my quest to level up all the deeps, I guess I'll have to accidentally level up a healer if I level up Summoner.
What?
Yeah, you'll accidentally have Scholar. Although while you're playing Arcanist, I think you're deeps, right? You can't queue as healer.
Yeah, you're DPS for that. And I did it, I got it to 4 so far, literally just to get physic for my Black Mage.
God, it's playing music like somebody died. Jesus Christ. Speak with Thubergrime. Thuber.
We're gonna have to take a special rose over to the grave of Tataru's ambition.
Well, they're going to give us 10 roses, and it's going to be one destination point, and we have to interact with the destination point 10 times to plant them all separately. You'll probably be faster just to... You have a Limpsys, so you're free one. Walking to the gate is
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
far.
What? The Carbuncle just ditched Tartaru?
How about that? Not cool, Carbuncle.
That's awful racist. That Carbuncle is Kami.
Yeah, I talked to her, and there's a red key. I'm like, oh, there must be another quest that I don't qualify. Oh, it's the level 5 Arcanist quest. Okay. Oh, that old Japanese theme of be happy with your low place in life. Don't ascend beyond your station. Well, it's a fine principle. You don't want the Peter principle. You'd either be a really shitty Arcanist or a really awesome Receptionist. Posted El Sol.
Does Final Fantasy XIV do something special for April Fool's Day?
God, I hope so.
They have
A
like
joke post on the dev blog, but that's usually
Aw,
it.
it's too bad.
Okay.
Guild Wars
Competition
2 has
for
been
a-
on point with that, man. They did
Yeah.
Super Adventure Box the first time. Did you see the second year with the bobbleheads?
Yeah, I did see that.
I think last year, I think one of the first years they did it, I think they did, they made a fake post about a relationship system.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I guess that Blizzard doesn't really do in-game stuff. They would just do posts.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the in-game stuff. That's a neat addition.
Oh, whoa. Like a little baby Leviathan.
Man, I'm like a minute behind you guys. So I keep hearing these things. It's like, what are you talking about?
Be quiet. Oh man, it's
Well,
like
it's
baby
fine.
Steve.
I had to go pee. So now I'm behind.
Holy fuck, it's Quetzalcoatl. Matt, in a minute, you're gonna be amazed.
Magitech
Phileas
Quetzalcoatl.
riding him. Yeah. Oh my god.
It's got like one eye is replaced by like a bionic Magitech thing. It's pretty sweet.
I think a good April Fool's joke would be to have like the thunder whelk or something,
Uh-huh.
and it randomly changes whether or not you're supposed to attack the
The or
shell
not.
or not.
Like do a joke dungeon with the Thunderwhelk and the Guard Scorpion.
yeah. Is it up or down?
Like how that problem shows up in two, sequential Final Fantasies on the first boss in both of them. With two different translators too, because I don't think Woolsey did 7. The GBA translation of 6 was pretty good. There were a couple things I missed, like Kefka saying, "Son of a submariner." Like, what the fuck? Why would you say that? He still has there's sand in my boots. Like, dude, you're in the desert. Jesus Christ. Sorry, sir. They got rid of the guy who, I think in the GBA version, there's a guy in the auction house who's like, "Do you like art?" No. And in the GBA version, he just says, "You're so uncultured." But we'll see translated as Philistine.
Yeah.
That always cracks me up. He doesn't even give you a chance to respond.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that we're gonna have to report to Minfilla for the other thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably smart.
Camp Tranquil. Oh, I got it. So is there any interstitial cutscene between the end of 2.55 and being able to go to Ishgard, or is it really just like do all this and then go talk to the door, and now you're in Ishgard? Or are there little quests you have to do for 3.0 first?
I think there's 1 or 2 quests you need to do, but they aren't fetch quests.
Okay.
How'd you get that disassembler title?
Disassembling or desynthesizing 5,000 items.
Yeah, I'll never get that. We could also, if Pat gets his relic thing started, we could do that Chimera thing.
That could be cool. I can help with crafting the thing. We'll see. We still have the hour cutscene in front of us, so.
For me, it's the how many times can I hit escape cutscene. Now I'll try to watch it.
Yeah, the cutscene at the end of 2.55 is very important.
Is that the thing that there are spoilers in the opening video that I keep having to skip and not let my game idle lest I see it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Forget that, like, giant, bigger than my maximum zoom dragon. The violet flytraps are the real enemy.
Yeah. They're the same level.
Right? Snake molt is all the way the fuck on the other side. Closer to quarry mill. If Flarewing gets on later, he said he might. We could probably progress the airship a step as well. Still think that's kind of goofy. I mean, if there was like a mini game or something that all 4 of us had to do, it would make sense. But it's literally just you need to have 4 people on here to press this option. Maybe they're trying to keep like solo free companies from building airships or something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
apparently, you can just get anybody. Anybody can walk into your house. You don't even have to be in your free company to be able to do it. Yeah. That makes it even sillier, I think. Like, if they needed to be in your free company, then you could say, okay, well, they just don't want people that have, you know, single-player free companies building airships. But the fact that anyone can just walk in, it really makes you question, why do they even bother? Unless if it's like a relic of an actual, like, collaborative crafting thing that they cut. Hey Daka, welcome. Did you push much further? Did you get to the trial in Hildebrand, Matt?
No, I basically stopped when...
With stream stopped, gotcha.
Yeah.
Where do you start Hildebrand?
It's in
Hold
Ulda. Yeah.
Level 50 quest. Rise and Fall of Gentlemen. It's like right outside the main Aether 8 in that area, so you can't really miss it. I've done like the first 2 quests, so I'm not that far ahead of you.
Yeah, it could be cool to run the first trial with you guys.
What are you
Although
talking
the first part of it involves you waiting for a fate to spawn, so that took me 20 minutes.
Oh, we're talking about Crystal Tower or something?
No, Hildebrand.
Oh.
That comes up in Beast Tribe quests a lot. Having to wait for a fate to spawn. It would be nice if you just went there if it like detected that there's someone there who needed it and that's what activated it.
Yeah, I can imagine how that'd be kind of annoying though at the same time because
There's always a fate up. Or...
yeah, like there's only a certain number of fates that can be put up on the map at one time, so
His fate name is kind of gross.
Then again, on the ones that you have to wait for, it would be nice if it didn't spawn it for you, it could tell you when the next time it's gonna spawn.
Right, so you can go do something else productive in the meantime. At least
Yeah,
with Beast Tribe quests, they give you like 6 quests to do, so you can go do the other 5 while you're waiting on the one.
the Crystal Tower quests, their spawn rates are very high for what it's worth.
Yeah. No, when I did Hildebrand, I just walked over there and it like spawned as I walked into the general area, so I assumed that that's what was happening. I think it was just luck. No, I agree, Kami. Apex needs to, especially the missions that I'm doing right now for Hildebrand. Holy shit. Gonna lose his shit.
Uh,
I came up with a code name for the one character, Steve.
Steve.
Steve's
what the
pretty
fuck?
great. Steve has an excellent model. Outstanding.
One of my retainers is named Steve with a million E's, and the other one's named Steve-O. So I'm just gonna imagine you're talking about retainers.
Your retainer. Yeah, we finally encounter Matt's retainers. That is way the fuck all the way on the other side, isn't it? Back to pouring
gotcha.
all. Thanks. You'll see Greg before that. That's about an hour and a half or so into Hildebrand. That's when you get the trial. Yeah, hopefully they'll add another quest in 3.1. Ah. We gotta go right over here or no? You guys, I think you guys got it.
Thanks for that, Lolorito.
I need a ferry to remove my heavy.
Uh-huh. Soon.
That little fly leveled me up to 52.
Nice, congrats.
How did you get 53 already?
Beast Tribe
Ask
quests. I don't want them on my warrior. I keep trying to get my paladin high enough so that I can dump the XP on that. Because you get like the amount of XP you get is static, so it's really nice for someone who's in like the level 40 range. And yeah, I do all 12 allowances every day. Takes about 30 minutes.
Because like I was even for a while when we were doing all those fetch quests in between trials, like I was switching to my monk. My monk's almost 51 from that. I might even do that now that my dragoon's 52. Like,
Save yourself some grinding when we get into Ishgard.
I mean, probably a trivial amount of grinding, but it makes me feel better.
Sure, Kami. And newsroom. Oh god, Puff Puff, like Dragon Quest? Oh, they have the dude with the helmet from Dragon Quest VIII. I think he's in all the games, the merchant guy. Yeah, they did a Dragon Quest crossover event at some point that we missed where you could get like a King Slime hat.
I should mention the King Slime hat does jiggle as well.
Oh, that's pretty great.
What?
I'll have to bring it
We
back.
need to go back.
Go back in time.
Gotta go back.
It's not you, it's your kids. God.
What, that cutscene or something?
Yeah, the Puff Puff cutscene from the Dragon Quest crossover. Puff Puff Club is like the bunny
I was
club.
talking about the one in game, but the one that you had just seen. But okay.
No. I'm watching it here. Kami linked it.
The money seems just random. It's like the last one was 1,351. This one's 1,343.
Right. It's one of the few ways that money actually enters the game, though. Like, very little inflation in this.
Then again, you weren't playing on a legacy server, so legacy servers still have a lot of people who got rich off of 1.0.
Oh, and that money's still circulating?
They removed a 0 from the end of it, but that's still a lot of money.
I feel like there's more money leaving the game in a day than there is entering the game, though. Like with auction house fees and teleport fees, repairs. If you're a scrub who doesn't have all your crafting classes to 50 and can't just repair on the go, mid-GCD. He says with a dark shame of having all crafting classes to 50.
Man, I just go to my personal mender inside my room at the house.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like the repair feature is completely useless until you have every class up, or at least every class that, you know, modifies gear that you use. Oh man, another banquet. This is banquet number 4.
I think I found one of my least favorite things about Gathering, by the way, Marstead.
What's that?
It's like, you know how you could get some bonus attempts on some Gathering points.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like how sometimes they require stuff like mine to be at a specific stat or something.
Yeah, it essentially just means, hey, you'll get this bonus after you pass a certain level. Because like I guess you could be carrying around jewelry that bumps you over. Like occasionally I'd sub one of those in. I remember seeing those like mind potions on the market board and be like, oh man, maybe this is what I can use in order to get those nodes, but they last for like 15 seconds or something stupid. Why they sell for nothing? Are you gathering in Ishgard right now? Or are you
Yeah, I'm gathering an Ishgard.
that sticks around? Okay. Great.
Yeah, like the spot I just got done with requires 444 mine.
How much do you have by default? Are they like trying to get people to hold on to a bunch of other statted gear?
I only have 202 mine right now.
Jesus. Yeah, no.
It's not a requirement, but it's a bonus attempt, so it's really not worth it.
No. That usually the like pre-Heavensward, it's just like, oh, you need 3 more mine than you have naturally, so get 1 more level and then you can do it. Royal Promenade, is that
Old
old
Alfport.
Go to the Chamber of Rule.
donkey shorts?
Pretty sure this guy named himself Curious Vicarian and he's a sexy cat person.
That's not okay, man.
Ball.
That offends me.
What would Garrus be? What's the probably an aura, I guess.
Nah, he'd be a Lalafell.
Didn't even
Rex
hesitate.
is a Lalafell. Everyone at school is a Lalafell. You can have Tali. Tali can be a Rogadin, I don't care.
Yeah.
Law, there's a Lalafell by where I am now named Margarine Stotch. I like it.
Nice.
And they have a Kate Sith doll. How do you get a Kate Sith doll?
He's my favorite character, Butters.
I think Kate Sith came from having 1.0 or something.
What?
I don't remember though. Kyle
They
might
have the
remember,
little
though.
the green sproutling next to their name. They must have taken a long break if they were playing at 1.0 and they still have the green sprout.
Promenade's also acceptable, excuse me. Hey, thanks for the host, Springtella. Appreciate it. 2.0 Collector's Edition. Promenade just sounds like a cool word to be like in a rap song, so I just googled rap lyrics, promenade. I found one, but they pronounce it as promenade. I was making sure that was reasonable. Teleport. Cool meter to it. Oh god. Waiting. Oh man. Okay, it is a bucket quest again.
Yep.
We can
I didn't want to spoil it for you.
It'll pay off if the Phantom Train shows up. And this dude joined the Crystal Braves. I don't really remember the details about Laurentius other than that he's a douche.
You don't remember giving him a uniform?
Oh, that
'Cause
makes
you
sense
gave-
now. Because that was our
you gave-
second time meeting him, right?
Yeah. You gave, when you were running around delivering uniforms or whatever,
Yeah.
or inviting people to join or whatever.
He was one of them. Like, oh, it's this
Yes.
dick again.
Oh yeah, that was so memorable.
I don't trust him.
He's got sideburns. You know who else has sideburns?
That's a good point.
It's Sideburns Ass Man. Goatsy, right? He Nabrialis.
Yeah.
Wow, that's racist, Marstead.
Sideburns.
Get rid of those sideburns. So in-
Hallowed spirit of my line.
Man, I need to go watch old Simpsons again.
Glorious house of Ul has all but
I'm glad you
disappeared
immediately knew what I was
beneath the
referencing.
I love that
For
scene.
want of the strength to
He says it to him like 4 times in the episode or something.
He keeps like shaving more and more of his hair because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Forgive me, but I know not what else to do.
Right.
You needn't trouble yourself so. Your Grace is most kind. If your Grace is ready, I am.
Man, voice acting.
Man, Alphino and Minfiller are just patting themselves on the back. Oh, we did so much. Fuck you, I did everything.
It's like Churhern from Guild Wars 2.
Everyone looks to be in high spirits.
With good cause.
A common victory may serve to unite even the... You've brought us one step closer.
Your modesty knows no bounds. Were it not for your efforts, Sir Emmerich would never have become such a steadfast ally. When he convinces his countrymen to rejoin the Alliance, I tell you, we are on the cusp of a territorial dispute, Rold, but I have faith that we will find an amicable solution in time. And failing that, I'll have my trusty warrior of light box the ears of all concerned.
And beyond that, like, we're on like ear boxing duty for Alphino. We're like his bitch, basically. Fuck
I
you,
feel
kid.
like Alphino and
Joining us
Mintula are
shortly.
like the
Magic
advisors,
quicksand
and we're like the
required
grad
her attention.
students of Final Fantasy.
You do all the work for the paper, but they're
When
the first
my
author.
advisor's like, we're gonna do this. And by we, he means me.
Oh man. Is this the big one?
It's warning you.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Here we go. Appreciate the warning.
Enter.
Little stuff Moogle.
Your Grace, your guest has arrived.
Yeah, I might actually go grab something to eat real quick. We'll see.
Amric reminds me of Kuja.
You hear that? He's a really good voice actor.
Pray, come in and take your ease.
Angelo, if you played Dragon Quest VIII.
Mm-hmm.
Who basically was Trunks.
Yeah.
Like, from the 20 characters that Akira Toriyama does.
Some guy just whispered to Alphinote's butt.
And what of the city proper?
We sustained some few losses, but the heart of our nation yet beats with vigor. I am not certain I could say the same had we not received your most generous aid.
An attack on Ishgard is an attack on the railroad.
It's a shame they didn't put a dungeon in the middle of these cutscenes. I feel like that would be more on par their style.
Such noble word.
I'm Alphino, I don't like
Speak in
ex post
presence of
facto.
Her Grace, but it seems she has been delayed. Honored friends, pray allow me to convey Ishgard's warmest gratitude for your part in the defense of our lands. Tis upon the success of this very alliance that my recommendation to throw open the gates of judgment shall be founded.
Very well.
Is aught amiss?
Nothing to worry about. I shall return anon.
I feel like Alphino would never actually use his hood. Of his goofy hairstyle. God, I want to join the Crystal Braves. Best color.
You wished a word?
Save up some marks and get a transmog of that armor.
Mm-hmm. The weird company, like, trench coat style, I'm not a big fan of. But I like that color. If that was their theme color, I'd be down.
You may go. Your Grace.
To let Andrea know that she's like working for the ruler of
You must
Ul'dah.
be curious as to the reason for this private audience. The matter I would discuss, however, will soon make apparent the need for discretion. I intend to abdicate the throne and dissolve the monarchy.
I think y'all are about like 2 minutes ahead of me, right? So it's okay if I like react out loud.
Go for it.
Ahead.
Okay, cool.
I don't know about you guys. I tend to not let them voice act through the entire paragraph. I'll read it and skip. So
Yeah,
if you're watching, I get slowly ahead.
I read it and skip, but I try to like, since it's on stream, I'll try to skip after they finish a sentence. So I'll let them finish their first sentence, basically.
But I will see them suffer no longer. 'Tis mine intent that the ruling class of our golden city should take its place beside the common man in a fair and equitable republic. Yet, that which I propose will entail the tearing up of this city's very foundations. Thus would I ask you to lend him a steadying hand. You who have endured the wrath of innumerable foes are the one hero in whom I can place my trust.
They should sub out the smile and nod animation that we see a lot from our hero with like a, oh, God, okay, fine. Eye roll nod.
For the coming days has been quieted.
I feel like that's pretty much the voice of the main character, is a smile and nod.
Pretty sure your main character's just saying, will this person ever shut up?
Yeah. Oh man. Machinima dough.
Pretty sure Kami's behind all this.
Your Grace! Her Grace, the Sultana, is dead. Poison in her wine? You did this!
Try again, Teleji.
Spare us your denials! I hereby accuse you of regicide!
Oh man.
Sir, barring a few exceptions, we have detained all those with allegiance to the Scions.
That
Just
is a
waiting for the
smug looking
Teleji
elephant.
Aleji sends his regards.
Right.
Right.
And what do you hope to
Or
achieve?
should I say
with this
Takami Alkami?
Why, that which we have striven for all along, Commander.
Man, someone went into the character creator and just made the smuggest possible Lalafell. I'll have to show off. Andrea made a few characters. She like woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't sleep, so we could make some characters. They have them in my appearance data. She tried extremely hard to make an ugly cat lady and couldn't make it happen.
I'm pretty sure all the cat people look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Knights from the homeland. This cannot bode well.
Lord Commander, we have received an urgent message from the Holy See. I am grieved to report that your serpentine foes have resumed their assault.
A surprise attack?
We've had no such word from our men, and the timing is most fortuitous to catch us away from the city.
Most fortuitous indeed.
Oh. Got a plan here, Shylock?
Lord Commander, we must away.
You have been a most gracious host. Come, Lucia.
They may as well have had the fry face pop up for them, not sure if.
Whatever is going on in there? Ah, the ever-dutiful brass blades. I must apologize, but my dance card is rather full.
Thancred, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Espionage. Ah, if you're referring to that business with the Ultima weapon, then you must understand.
Under interrogation, an Imperial prisoner revealed your involvement in numerous dealings with the enemy. You'd best come along with us.
You invite me to your party and now you want me to leave? Come then. I believe I've lost my appetite for this farce of a celebration.
Once this is done, I'll back out real quick and watch the Heavensward opening cutscene. And get back into the game.
You go too far, Lord Adeleji. You treat the brass blades as your personal army.
Is that an order, General? Mayhap you have mistaken me for one of your flames. As for your outrageous claim that I have shown contempt for the throne, let all here observe that it was not I who feasted while an assassin removed its occupant. I expect this is your idea of defending the nation, is it? I do begin to see how the ranks of the immortal flames came to be.
Oh man, Kaleji has a good line coming up.
Cool.
Wait, goddamn you.
You mean to say you don't know? We caught the vaunted champion of the Scions in her Grace's private chambers, not moments after the deed was done.
No!
Save your breath. You will need it to plead your case.
The people with that ninja outfit, that's Doman's.
Bring in the prisoner!
You can get that from using gold GP, gold saucer.
This woman stands accused of poisoning Her Royal Majesty Nanamu Namo.
This is madness!
What a pity.
Should you demand further proof, a vial with traces of the substance used to poison her grace was found upon the assassin's person.
How very convenient.
You would speak of convenience? Who persuaded her grace to host this celebration? A diversion which presented you and your confederates ample opportunity to commit the crime.
How dare you!
Hold your tongue, witch! I'll not be ensorcelled. I know all about the dark gift that you and your disciples wield.
Telegi's got a good voice actor too. Let his lines run usually.
I've observed how you worked upon the minds of the Alliance leaders. And what of your cordial relationship with Sir Emmerich? For years, Ishgard abjured all contact with the outside world, and now the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights treats you with the familiarity of a childhood friend. I'll tell you what I think. I think this desperate defense of Ishgard was but a ruse to deceive us into dividing our forces. Your next move will be to charm your Kurthan allies into invading our lands. Now that is truly ridiculous.
How do you even think of this stuff?
Oh, poor Rob.
Stand aside, Gilbert. Spare yourself the pain, brother. For a mercy, the poison took her swiftly.
This cannot be. None more. No!
Plainly, the Royalists can no longer be relied upon to keep our nation safe. It seems only right that you should bury your precious Sultana.
I'll bet you will.
Whatever do you mean?
I mean you had her killed, you black-hearted bastard!
What rot! Though I did have sufficient motive, 'tis true. She always was a most unwilling puppet.
You would mock her, then mock her from hell!
Oh man.
Whoa.
Whew. Holy crap. Good shit. Shit's getting real, man. Cool use of lighting. Whoa, yeah. Machinima in this
Have
is
you lost
outstanding.
your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers. You're one of them.
You're next, you scheming bastard!
Shit.
Oh, Reborn!
Seven hells!
Admiral, we must leave.
Ah!
How unlike you, old friend. I did not expect to take your arm so easily.
I don't know, man. It sounds like the Lollifellas are the one driving the plot forward. If all we do is have like circle jerky, everyone's excited. Hey, let's pat ourselves on the back for saving the day. Celebration cutscenes, and nothing happens. There's a reason this is a cool cutscene. It's because shit happens in it.
And arrest this traitor as well.
For fiction, nothing should, like, if you go to the trouble of describing a plan, nothing should ever go to plan. And if you go to the trouble of showing a celebration, something should happen.
I hope you choke on their coin. 'Tis better than the dirt I've supped on these long years.
Oh, man.
You are not the man you once were, Rob.
Bet they're glad they built this engine with the ability to do all the different facial expressions. You can't really use them on your character, realistically, but they really make use of it in the cutscenes.
She took the mad bull and cut off his balls. And a bull that cannot rot is fit for naught but slaughter.
Shit, Ilberd. Hell yeah.
Shall I tell you who really killed your precious Sultana? It was me.
Hey, Triple J.
You die!
Shit. What job is Rob on? Does he have one?
Well, you'd think he'd be pugilist since he's so good at fighting unarmed.
It's pretty good.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Dad jokes.
Not for a moment. There is more to this than I yet understand. Flee this place. Clear your names. Find out who is behind this plot.
That's where they went to the trouble of getting Liquid Snake.
Ah, there you are.
Thancred, where have you been?
Avoiding the fumbling advances.
Man, if
of some very
Tataru had just
persistent
gotten her
admirers.
Arcanist leveled up, she could have stopped all this.
When I realized the celebrations had turned sour, 'twould appear that much of the city is already under tight guard.
The success of this plan was contingent upon those thugs having the run of the place.
The careful preparations, the maneuvering of forces.
So, would I be right in thinking we now have an excuse to pummel as many brass blades as we like?
Unless you plan on pummeling them all, I'm not sure that will greatly aid our cause.
I don't know, man. Like, Lala's being evil and, like, having the ability to change events in this way shows that they're a force to be reckoned with and respected, rather than a potato. I guess they're a potato to be reckoned
Sultana's
with.
assassination was but one part of the scheme. We too were its targets.
Potato of
And though we
reckoning.
did not share Pornonimo's fate, we are yet hobbled by the charges laid at our door.
Where indeed, we may safely assume that our foe is thought to have the Rising Stones watched.
Man, they run the Black Mages Guild. Black Mages are pretty nasty.
Forgive me for stating
Thaumaturges?
but our
Excuse you.
choice of destination will matter
Although the black mage that you meet is also a
Happily, I
Lollipo.
believe I can provide one. Papa Shan once told me about the passages hidden in the walls of the palace. It should lead outside the city.
Yeah, right, Cappy?
The
Cappy
rest
watched
of
this
you
last
go
night.
ahead. I'll handle this lot. By yourself? I suppose I shall just have to join you.
Hey man, you and Kami, Darkstar, you can form your anti-Lalafell association, but you're just gonna be on the wrong side of history. It's just like
Yeah.
racism or anti-gay people. You anti-Lalafell people, 50 years from now, your children will be like, wow, racist grandpa and his
Yeah.
anti-Lalafell potatoism.
Grandpa Kavi. This disgusting anti-potato shirt.
We will hold our pursuers here.
Minfilia, we...
Julia, you're lingering. So some grade A spoiler misdirection like we were talking about yesterday. Apex would be like to say, oh yeah, you know, Nanamo's voice actor in Heavensward is much, much better. Because that ends up becoming a problem with Game of Thrones too. Like even just mentioning the names of the chapters in Dance with Dragons to someone who's not that far.
Oh, yeah.
You just know that, okay, I guess that person lives, so well.
Well, that's why he started making up the different title names.
Mm-hmm.
Now look what you've done.
Now I can see.
Ida, are you all right?
Yeah, the Reek chapters wouldn't have worked if they had followed the previous naming structure.
I'm fine.
Nearing the end of my tether.
Have you heard the theory about that though? Like why the chapters increasingly become titles and not like the actual names of people?
I always thought it was just so you couldn't like, oh no, someone might have died. Let me just flip forward and see if they're still alive because they have a chapter in their name.
I guess somebody asked Gurm about it and he said that it has to do with the title of the series, the Song of Ice and Fire thing. So he's suggesting that like this is eventually a history that people are recalling, and over time like the bit players fade into memory. Like we don't really remember their names anymore. We just know their titles, like the Queen Maker, you know. And the really important people keep their names, like Bran the Builder. But like all the side POVs that are wrapping up right now, we just kind of know them in song by their, you know, what we call them, some noun.
Cool.
And if you think we'll leave the stewardship of Eorzea to the likes of your masters...
Anyway, back to cool. Final Fantasy 14 cutscene.
Back to Ida going Super Saiyan.
'Tis hardly the first time.
Oh man. Ida, you have silly pants, but you look pretty sweet right now.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, they have a much cooler color. All day. I want to be an evil Lalafell in the Crystal Blade. Braves, let's do it. It would be cool if they brought back the weapon skills were this kind of what Papalimo and Ida did. They had that in 11. Like you would do combos where like you'd have to do 2 skills in a row, and it would trigger this like magic burst where all the mage characters would have to cast a certain kind of spell.
I never knew such a watercourse existed beneath Uldar.
The architecture is
Yeah,
of
right.
the Sylvan
Just as Final Heaven completed, your 5 Darksteel nuggets have sold. Yeah, they have a sweet color. I'm shallow. Yellow is a shitty color. Red's overdone. What are the Immortal Flames? Are they like more different red?
Well, that didn't take long. It seems these tunnels were not as secret as I'd hoped.
You two, go on ahead.
That's
What do you mean yellow is a shitty color? My monk outfit looks great.
Oh yeah, the monk outfit looks pretty awesome. Monk artifact. Right, Spiky. I think they went with the rule of cool.
What do you mean to do?
Only that which is required to ensure that the dawn's light survive to brighten the morrow.
Fear not, antecedent.
My friends.
Leave us!
Suppose that's true. Is that what so is that still a thing that black mages could do at the time?
What is the plan,
I know that they all have
Shall I
unique
take
limit
the
breaks
dozen on the
now.
left and you the dozen on
It used to
the
be
right?
everybody had Final
The
Heaven,
odds are
right?
not exactly stacked in our favor.
Numbers will count for little when I bring the tunnel down upon their heads.
You wound me. I will have you know that many a maid would kill for the chance to spend forever at my side. Now, may I have the last dance?
I like the you shall not pass trope that they're exercising here, leaving people behind.
I want to look like this new Lalafell. How do you get this guy's helmet?
That makes sense, Spiky.
Well, this is going splendidly. Now would be a good time, milady!
'Tis done.
Forgive me, Mitra.
Farewell, Nymphelia.
Shit.
Heidelin, she speaks to me.
Them feels.
No. I must remain behind.
Right,
You
Cappy?
cannot stay with me.
I got you. No more adventuring for Thancred.
Please, you must
No more
go
sending
on.
us on a letter delivery mission.
Of light. You are hope for
Beating
the
us there.
Scions and for all the realm. As long as your
I think he was trying to make a Skyrim joke.
the light of the
Hmm.
dawn may
Because he got narrowed to the knee.
Yeah.
and save Eorzea
Man, I
from those
hated
who
when
would
Infinite
plunge it
first
into
came out, and you know
darkness.
how at the beginning he's holding the box, says wounded knee on it. They're like, oh, la la, Skyrim reference.
Oh,
People are
really?
like, did you not take a history class?
Oh, you made me like cringe into my chair when you said that.
That's what they were posts on gaming Reddit, and then the comments are like, oh my god, you're such an idiot.
Is that a Poe's Law thing where like maybe it's satire, but the dumb people are so dumb and you can't really tell?
I don't know, man. I hope it's satire.
Hey, this guy.
So like for flavor reasons, they're going to keep us out of Ul'dah from now on, right?
Hey, if this guy were always around, I would have said we should have joined the Flames from the beginning.
I don't know, man. If the Scientologists had really, really cool blue armor.
I am glad to see you safe, my friend. Damn that man! Teleji played me for a fool! I thought the Crystal Brave's mine till the very moment I felt the blade at my back.
Oh yeah, the Ascians are like beings of infinite power, right? If they had blue robes. Hey man. I'm easy like Sunday
There will
morning.
be ample time for soul searching later. For now, we must put
It's
some
probably how
arms
they got
between
Tom Cruise
us
and Will Smith.
Ul'dah.
Indigo blue and ultimate power. Yeah, man, that Lalafell with the helmet. Hey, man. This guy, he says 2 minutes later. That's the very first cutscene guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, Final Fantasy. I love when they introduce a character with question marks for their name. All I know about this dude is he has a sweet helmet.
Scotty.
It's like Genji armor.
I was stocking up on supplies over in Vesper Bay, you see, when your sister come up and begged a favor. Said her brother was having some trouble down in Ul'dah, and likely needed a helping hand getting away.
Yeah, Kami. Because it wouldn't work with his hair.
Thinking them ruins would make a fine hiding place, I decided to try there first. And lo and behold, there you were.
Hey, Ventor. Yeah, we got about an hour and a half long cutscene here in Final Fantasy XIV, so we're trying to knock it out so we can continue with the main plot on Wednesday.
And judging by them soldiers as we're pouring out of the city... Ha! Must have been fate that we happened to find you there, though, eh?
I had thought to look out for Alize, but would appear she was the one watching over me.
Yeah, we haven't seen her for like, I don't know, maybe Titan? Like level 30 or something? It's been a long time since we've seen Alphino's sister.
And who might you be, young sir?
Pippin Taropin, Vice Marshal of the Immortal Flames.
Shit, would have joined the Immortal Flames if I knew he was in there.
I had been
That's what I just said. Scotty Pippen.
But an urgent communication called me back to Ul'dah.
What a cool looking
My
Lalafell.
boots touched the cobbles though when the streets erupted with cries of assassination. I immediately went in search of answers and came across Master Alphino here. Needless to say, I did not think his imprisonment justified. The blame plainly lies with the Monetarists. Their greed and corruption are well known to me, but for them to take advantage of the situation with such
You're okay with
alacrity-
Pippin. What about Papa Limo and Papa Shan?
Kami and Darkseid are like, oh yeah, I have one Lalafell friend, but totally doesn't make me potato racist.
Ain't that the name of General Alden's lad?
Yes, I am his son. Adopted, of course. 'Twas only as we were leaving Uldar that
They were on
I
our
learned of
server
Father's
when we
fate.
bought our house. If they were in the same land area, they'd have to move out. Nope.
I thought I recognized.
Lalafell's moved into the neighborhood.
I thought I recognized Pippin. He's a Shulk.
Once I have seen you a
Xenoblade.
safe distance away, I mean to return
And
to
Smash.
the city and extricate him from this madness.
Then you needn't travel no further than Blackbrush.
He's also
I'll introduce
Anders
my
in
friend
Dragon
waiting
Age
for him there.
2.
I dreamed of bringing about Eorzea's salvation, but in the end, 'twas I who needed saving.
Is there a way to hide the chat once you've displayed it? You'll know. I don't think there is. I guess I could scroll lock. Yeah. I might not see text then. I can't see text. That's okay. No.
Oh man, this next quest gives us 10,000 gil. Gotta be rich! Pack and dice chocobo.
Oh man, I gotta do that.
Oh well, shit, it let us out for a second. At least they give you some breaks in the middle.
Yeah.
I finally found, I was like, there's got to be a name on TV tropes for the, like, oh, you got this big party, and as you hit little breakpoints, you leave people behind to hold the line. It's called Dwindling Party.
I think it's the Always Sunny, I'll come back for you.
Andrew has been watching those. I'm not caught up on it, but the ones I've been watching have been really funny.
There's an
Such a good
episode in
show.
later seasons where they go to see a movie, and it actually would kind of make a really good ending of the series if they ever had to pick an episode to end it on. Just because at one point Frank gives like a little summary of all the things they've done. But anyway, they keep losing people as on their way to their movie, and so the line as they're abandoning their friend is, "I'll come back for you," and they're not going to come back, obviously. Anyway.
Yeah, Spiky. I feel like the only appropriate ending to that show is the Seinfeld ending. They just go to jail for all the horrible things they've done.
I'm pretty sure they said that they'll just keep doing it as long as they think it's funny, like, which I'm totally on board for. That Seinfeld ending was so weird, man. I think I'm like one quest ahead of you, and so it lets you run around for a second, and then it gives you another warning saying, "Oh, long cutscenes." So I'm gonna take a 2-second break before I start this second round.
Okay, sounds good. Spiky. I'm really looking forward to doing Symphonia on stream. Set aside a long block of time when I played that. That's the only Tales game I played, and I sunk about 150 hours into it. Try not to do that much when we play it. I remember it being a really cool game, though. Yep. Aren't there some older ones for, like, Genesis or the Super Nintendo? One for the 3DS might be good. Not a lot of people have 3DS capture cards. And try to take advantage of that with Mario Maker when it comes out. It's the only major 3DS title, I think, that has a release date. There's a bunch of other ones that are on the horizon but don't have release dates yet that I'm excited for. Yep. I'll add it as a donation goal. I need to change the donation goal system so it's a little bit more scalable. I'll be doing that probably for this upcoming week. Instead of it being like $25 for a full game playthrough, it'll be more like, you know, $5 for play the game for a session. And I'll probably also come back to it, you know, if people don't continue to donate, but you at least guarantee the first couple hours. If you want me to keep playing after that. Oh.
There has been word from the capital. Ishgard has weathered another assault, and 'tis said several wyverns broke through into the city proper. The Temple Knights succeeded in slaying the beasts, but the intrusion prompted orders to further strengthen the guard. How keenly we feel the loss of our wards at the gates of judgment. Yet we must not bemoan our misfortune. Sir Emmerich is safely returned from Ul'dah, and once more leads the defense of Ishgard. As for the matter of your asylum, I am afraid no progress will be made until the threat to our nation is diminished. But do not
We're doing
despair.
squats in the background. They really got to add that as an emote for players.
I'm glad every time we come talk to this guy, you can see those
You
in the
are more
background.
than welcome to shelter here for as long as you wish.
That would be my idle animation. I would just always set it to that.
All frivolity aside, any who come here in search of you will receive
Falling
no aid
snows.
from House
Ah.
Forton. Agents of Ul'dah will find their every inquiry dismissed, and their every request for entry rebuffed, until such time as their masters have acknowledged your innocence.
Yeah, Spiky, I can't really think of a game where I really enjoyed going back to old maps. Silent Hill 4 is pretty bad about it. Really, that game is about half as long as it really should be, but they like double it by making you go back and having even more bullshit in the maps you were already in before. Maybe there's a game. Metroid Prime 2 seems to be doing it pretty well because the Dark World version is significantly different and there's puzzles involving moving in and out of it. But
That I may now repay that debt in kind. But let us dwell no more on this. Pray, join the rest of your companions. 'Tis bitterly cold this day. I suspect there are those who might welcome the warmth your presence brings.
I'm pretty sure the next one is what triggers another long cutscene, so I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
BRB. And we're back. Alright, let's get the next one. That scene with Raban going all super pissed was pretty cool. Getting a really good job with the machinima. They decided how they wanted her to look.
Tis all my doing.
Oh, Alphino.
I
Angst
believed
it away.
myself the only one who truly understood Eorzea's woes. And look what that arrogance has wrought. I gave commands, influenced governments with my certainty. I treated the Crystal Braves and even the Scions themselves as pawns in my great scheme to save the realm. But in my headlong rush into imagined glory, I paid
Do you have a
no
dream,
heed
Matt?
to the ground upon which
I do have a dream.
The salvation of Eorzea. What was it that I hoped to achieve? Did I believe that I could rid the realm of every danger and difficulty? Oh, yes. I was so very clever. It was all but a means to feed my own vanity. Only when all is lost do...
Oh, Alphino.
So, Master Alphino, are you content to remain a broken blade? What of the fine companions who yet stand at your side?
I hardly deserve such friendship. And besides, where are we to go?
Hot cocoa? What? No marshmallows?
Should this place not serve our purpose, then we shall go to Ishgard. Minfilia told me many times, as long as we stand fast against despair, the beacon of hope will never be lost to sight. Be it in the snow or in the clouds, we few will see that the dawn's light shines again.
Wonder how they did the teary eyes
You are
in
right,
Tataru.
Thank you.
I don't think that's an actual
And thank you
emote.
for your kind words, Lord Orchefon. 'Tis true that Eorzea
Be like a
yet has
spell
her
effect.
guardian. The Scions have achieved much, and 'twould be remiss of me to discard it all in a fit of self-pity.
Cocoa without marshmallows.
Let us then resume our
But no one's drinking.
together.
You put it on the wrong part of the table.
One step at a time.
Tataro's at least trying to, you know, rise up in the world. Alright, so I'm going to stick with the, like, you know, if I don't see a corpse. But that would be a cool way to just deal with all of the having way too many characters left over from 1.0. It's okay to skip the credits. There's nothing special
That's
at
what
all.
I've been waiting for to see.
Yeah. If there's absolutely nothing, I will just skip it.
I mean, there's some cool pictures, but I mean, I just skipped it and it led to the next scene, so.
I do like answers, but that's okay. We're still going to get to see Lolorito meet Nick Fury and join the Avengers.
All has been arranged as you desired, my lord.
Was anyone shocked that Andrea is the one who poisoned him?
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh, shit. Cool custom graphic for Robon.
Oh, good, an ass man. Couldn't have a scene without the ass man.
They're still a threat, man.
Notice how, you know, they're none of them are Lalafell, and they're like the most evil things, right?
I still don't. I feel like we shouldn't even entertain that argument that you shouldn't like Lalafell because there are evil Lalafell. It's like, what? So?
I'm just
That's
I'm
awesome.
just stooping to their very bad logic, Saul.
I see. What is it? Do not argue with fools, as they will bring you down to their level and then beat you with experience.
And I am definitely a fool. There's been many a lunch conversation that Pat can attest to of,
I definitely wanted an ass man with 3 Lalafelds stacked on each other. Capital H, Zodiac.
What?
Yeah, the most evil thing of all.
What?
One sec. Okay, I'm glad that... So that got spoiled for us. Do you guys remember that?
No.
Someone in chat let slip that a long, long time ago. We were like level 20 or something. I've been waiting for it to pay off for a while.
Really? What did they say?
They said they were talking about like who of the Scions were cool, and someone's like, Urianger is not cool. And someone's like, shush, they don't know that yet. And I was like, oh, great.
I wasn't paying attention.
Good. I was quiet about it after that, in case you weren't paying attention. Yeah, I love the please respect tables bot.
It's like the coolest spot.
Have you guys seen the subreddit simulator?
No.
It's this subreddit where they have a bunch of different bots that like analyze a subreddit and finds words that are most commonly used. It's able to write sentences that make sense, but like it doesn't really make sense. But anyway, like the bots they're the only ones that are allowed to post there, and the only ones that are allowed to comment there, but anyone can upvote the posts. So they'll be like, the Circle Jerk subreddit will have a bot simulator rise to the front page, and then all the comments will be like from like our atheism simulator. Anyway, you should check it out. It's funny.
Huh.
For that Path of Exile game that just had a big patch, they had a post like, hey, it's taken us a long time to write the patch notes because we changed so much. Here's why you don't let a bot write the patch notes. And they posted a bot's attempt at the patch notes, and it was all like just broken English, and like all the skills and stuff were all mixed up, and it was pretty funny. That's what your thing reminded me of.
That's awesome.
The dawn's light will shine again.
Heck yeah, D-Rock.
So long as we have these specious accusations hanging.
It's a pretty cool 1 hour
You must go
cutscene.
to Ishgard, as Tataru proposed. I will return to Uldar and...
Yeah, it was about 53 minutes. I think we started right around 9.
Pray, do not be so hasty, Master Alphino.
Lord Orchiffon.
When do I get my pew pew?
Yeah, we just go right in there and get those job quests right away. Also, got to get the flying fat chocobo with a little cake that you dangle.
But now is not the time for drastic.
Doesn't that take a little while to unlock the flying stuff?
Yeah, I think so. We'll push that on Wednesday.
Definitely gonna get Dark Knight and Machinist. Probably won't bother with Astrologian.
Yes.
I don't know if I've already asked you this, Apex. Are you planning on messing around with Astrologian at all?
Yeah, I think I want to level it up. I don't know if I'll swap over.
Pat likes the heals too much. I feel bad leveling up one, trying to take it away from him.
Can't have it. It's mine.
Should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall.
I think Scholar is still like reigning king right now.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
My understanding is, in the 8-man stuff, you generally just want one of each. Like, just pick 2 of them, and as long as they're not the same, it's okay. And if they are the same, that's fine. Like, if you have 2 scholars, I guess one could be all about, like, putting the shields up, and one can be more about healsies.
To Ishgard,
But
then.
Yeah,
Together.
so you
and
can
I guess
do
in general,
White Mage,
Astrologian is
Scholar, yeah.
a good complement.
There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy.
Because they have a little stance thing they can do that makes them basically a Scholar or a White Mage. Yeah, no kidding, Cappy. I liked it about this story. Oh man, new quest accepted music.
I think 2 Kamis is the worst combo you can have.
Does it get worse? Could it possibly? Steps of Faith! Pretty well, Cappy. We had a good time with it. We managed to avoid... I think we, kind of figured it out as we went. We had some people who knew what was up. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed imagining what it would have been like to have been like pushing it right when it got launched and like you're just barely winning at the last second. That was fun in my imagination. I'm glad we didn't have to do that this morning though. Especially given that like an early mistake punishes you pretty badly. It would be nice if there was like a button you could press to make the dragon run to the other end of the map.
You were wrong that one time, Kami, when you said that dragoons had to be in a certain spot for impulse drive, so suck it.
Oh, yeah? Oh, and like, what was the other thing he was wrong about? Deliverance. Yeah. How it switched your stacks over, depending on which tank you're in. We'll just make a big list.
Yeah, and then
It might be a short
post,
list.
post that gif of like the rap battle and the one guy looking real smug and the other kid just like drops down in front of him. Put little Lalafels on their faces.
And so they came, at a friend's behest.
Once I get into Ishgard, I'm gonna log out real quick to watch the cool opening cutscene. And I'll log back in and go with you guys to do the Dark Knight Machinist and Astrologian unlocks.
Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery.
I don't claim to be an
Their
expert,
names
man.
blackened
There's a difference.
with memories of the lost and dreams of redemption, with hope yet in their hearts, they came.
Well, I mean, does Matt have an excuse? I think Matt has a pretty extreme excuse. The greatest John that I haven't played it before. I don't have all my jobs at 50.
To Ishgard, shining
I still don't
city
even
on
know
the
what that
mount,
means.
overlooking the dominion
No
of
Johns?
Yeah, the fuck does that even mean?
Just don't make any
a
excuses.
great and proud nation.
I'm
devoted
too
to
old
alone
for some
the
Twitch
fury,
lingo now, I guess.
That's a Smash Brothers thing, actually.
I see.
There's some Smash player that whenever he would lose, he would always be like, "Oh, you know, I'm not used to having Rumble turned on, or I'm using the wrong kind of controller, or somebody bumped into me, or you're playing an OP character."
I guess some people were complaining that EVO's the first tournament that let you use the custom movesets, and it's like really the first I even heard about it. So then I was watching the one guy play Pikachu, and I was like, I like Pikachu. And so I saw he was using custom, I guess, Thunder Shock and head Skull Smash or whatever, and I was like, man, I have to go and unlock all these shit now. That's the thing about it I don't like, is I have to go unlock them for every character.
Yeah, the unlocking's pretty nasty. It's like, I think to unlock every single skill, I did it on 3DS, it's like 100 hours of Smash. Even if you're doing a Smash run.
That's something I don't want to do.
If you want to unlock it for a single character like your main, that's maybe, I don't know, half an hour or so of running Smash Run over and over, but to get everybody, it just sucks.
I was going to pick for Wii U, but since I've heard rumors that there are new consoles coming out next year, I'm just going to wait until then and hope it has backwards compatibility.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The NX thing or whatever?
Yeah. I'm just going to wait and see. Because despite the fact that the Wii U had a lot of great games, it was also a commercial flop, so...
It's recovering. The big problem with it is the name of the system. NES's alternates for PK Thunder, I can tell you right here.
Yeah, there's just like a list of them online. I was going through a couple of characters I like, deciding if it's worth, you know, unlocking them. So like, I like playing Dr. Mario, and I guess like you can make it so he has a really fast pill that comes out, or like a giant pill that comes out, kind of thing. For example, for his just his B move. But I guess the thing with Pikachu is his head smash, the skull smash, is like super OP. Like it goes from being mostly a recovery move to one that can like KO someone at like 70% damage.
Oh,
so
wow.
that's why I guess, you know, people were worried. And the one guy who was playing Pikachu was in the top 8. You know, he used it a couple of times, and I think there was a gif of him in the last tournament where he kills a guy with it, and like the guy just gets up and walks away. Like, what the shit is this?
Oh, I didn't mean to actually put on the 3DS on the screen here. I'm trying to let this opening video play. NES's PK Thunders are... Doesn't disappear when it hits an opponent, but deals less damage. So basically Lucas's PK Thunder, and then rolling PK Thunder, it's more powerful, but the lightning ball moves more slowly, and it still works for recovery.
That's right, I have to attune the Aether Rates now.
Yeah.
Oh man. Can I just go to movies? Opening movie, there we go.
I'm a fan of the custom moveset if it makes it so that more characters are in the top 8.
100% agree.
I'm okay with the idea of it. It's just I don't like the fact that you have to unlock it.
Oh, no, I agree 100%.
Any content in a fighting game that actually changes how the fights work should be open to everyone.
Yeah.
And so like,
what they've discussed doing is it would be really nice if there was like a code you could put in. Like if you were just trying to enable it for a tournament or something, or you just wanted to play the game in PvP, just put in a code and get all the customs. Maybe you don't get the achievement or something if you do it that way.
I'm fine with that, but like so in Mortal Kombat, the Predator character came out like very recently, and so for Evo he's not allowed because they were just saying no, it's too soon. Some people don't have access to it, some people don't have practice against it. We're just not allowing him right now, and it's it's the kind of thing like I agree with that. Like a character is content that is important. If it's just like skins, who cares? You can gate that all you want.
Shit.
But
it's really good that we didn't watch this opening video. This is like basically really good graphics version of the crazy cutscene.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oh, I'll have to watch it later. I guess I could see it on your stream.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
So I guess that the human guy is stand-in for the Warrior of Light. He's also in the 1.0 cutscene in the Realm Reborn one. It's still
sure, Smash has been out for months, but it still stops you from like you still have to unlock the stuff, and it's not. I don't think it's fair that
it's a gigantic pain.
If I pick up the game and I'm really good at Pikachu and Brawl or Melee, and you are good at Pikachu and you have Skull Smash, but I just haven't done this shit to unlock it yet, like it's just stupid, in my opinion.
Oh, that sucks, Kami. I noticed a Reddit post early on that was like, if you haven't beat the story, do not watch the opening cutscene. No, it's a huge problem for tournament organizers, even like tournament organizers who have played Smash thousands of hours clocked. Like, you need to have all these systems that have all the custom moves unlocked. So what they do is they have this guy on the Smash Brothers subreddit came up with a method to solve it. They basically need to have one 3DS that has it all unlocked, and then they use that to like transfer the most common loadouts onto the Wii U. Because you can do those. So they just use this one 3DS and they go to each of the Wii U consoles and upload all of the loadouts.
That makes sense.
They shouldn't have to do that. There should just be a code you can put in. TO code.
Oh, is the machinist thing right here?
Yeah, I guess they're just it's just like another job in the other cities for their little guild or whatever.
You pick up machinist and Sky Steel Manufacturing.
Yeah, that's right. That's literally right here. I'm gonna grab it right now.
Cool. Get your gun.
Without going too much into it, each of the first job quests from Ishgard or whatever do have an instance battle tied to them. So just keep that in mind. So you're gonna drop party to do it.
Oh, I won't necessarily do it in just a second. I'm just gonna. This is just literally right here while I'm waiting for.
Oh man. This is a pretty sweet cutscene. It's worth waiting for it though.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people still use vanilla characters. I'm just saying, like, it's a thing that's there.
Well, I'm willing to bet the reason that vanilla characters are in the top 8 is because you can't always be sure that you'll be able to play as whatever characters you want.
Practice. But if this becomes the new standard, then I'm sure you're going to start seeing the meta evolve into, oh, this is the build for X character, this is the build for Y character. Like, I'm pretty sure there's like no reason to not use Pikachu's Skull Smash thing from what I've read yesterday.
Don't you need amiibos to make custom characters, at least on the Wii U version?
I have no idea about that.
I don't know if they have. No, you don't. No.
Okay, I was gonna say because the if it involved amiibos, it'd be a big problem there with Nintendo and its love of artificial scarcity.
There's a bunch of friggin' sweet Dragoons. I bet if they could do everything from scratch, they wouldn't have made Dragoon. They would have made Dragoon the Ishgard job and had Dark Knight or something available sooner. Because, like, it totally makes sense that they'd have these Dragon Knights.
Where do we go to find Hot Fart? Do you just go to one of these?
Hush a Punch or whatever?
Yeah, Hot Fart.
Okay.
We're right now I'm.
What does it say? What does it say in the quest description?
Oh, I just had to go to the pillars. I just didn't realize I had to leave the area. I'm fine now.
I'm not doing any more of the story quests for now. I guess we do those on Wednesday. I'm just going to go unlock the jobs.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Well, the machinist is right there in
Mhm.
that thing. Now I'm attuning to the Aetherites in this pillar area, and it looks like Astrologian is right here too.
This is a really pretty zone.
Dark Knight is actually fairly well hidden. Because Dark Knight doesn't have a job guild technically on the map.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, these other ones all have a little icon.
Yeah, Dark Knight doesn't, like I said, doesn't have a job guild, so you're gonna have to find it. But I'll give you the coordinates in a second.
Cool, thank you. I heard that I saw the subreddit post that was like, "This is chat in this town." Everybody asking, "Where's the Dark Knight Guild?" I know right at launch it was like Kurthus was like Baron's chat for a while. I think it's in the basement here. Actually, be this NPC here.
But yeah, the unlock quest for Dark Knight doesn't really start until you get to this point. Let me see if I can find the location.
Yeah, D-Rock's got it. The amiibos are for storing custom characters, custom CPU characters, but like your custom jobs are different.
I think it's X13 Y8 for
In the base zone that we start in.
pillars. So the second area.
Oh, okay, cool.
See if I can't find that in a second.
It's up near the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitors. I'm not going to bother saying that. That's a mouthful. I'm just going to say it's the Tribunal.
Okay.
The Supreme Sacred Tribunal.
Just put a garden path.
Ishgard's pretty much already dead on Excalibur.
No one's hanging out here. Everybody's in
No. Everyone's in the new endgame town.
Idleshire, right?
Yeah. Square Enix probably named it that because that's what people do there. It's
Yeah.
just idle.
It's a pun.
Hey,
It's IDYLL. Holy Sea of Ishgard. I see the Astrologian Guild, and you said the Supreme Sacred Tribunal? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Should
first
be
I
around
just went around unlocking all the Ethernet. Now I'm going to see if I can't.
I'm gonna go this way.
Let's be honest, Kami, that's not the real reason here. The real reason is because everyone idles there.
Yeah. I think it's an intentional pun. I don't know if it's called something similar in Japanese, but I wouldn't put it past Koji Fox to have done that as a joke.
It's definitely pretty, but at the same time, I still think it's more just because people idle there.
Is it the Ishgardian citizen that you talked to?
Yeah, he should have an exclamation mark above his head or something.
They have a special kind of
Yeah.
exclamation point. It's like a little, it's like too thin or something. We are in the new expansion. Very pretty zone. Cool music.
I guess I'll have to level up Gladiator far enough to get Provoke if I'm going to level up Dark Knight.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, I guess you can survive, like in some of the early dungeons on Dark Knight without Provoke.
No, I'll get it.
No, you'll need it
I
for
was
when you
thinking
get
I'd
tank
do
spawns
Warrior
later.
because it sounds more fun. But if you're already gonna have Warrior, then I don't know. Maybe I should do Dark Knight. I don't know. I'll think about it. First is Pew Pew. But I feel like I should have a tank in case, you know, one day you don't want to be a tank.
Yeah.
You know.
That probably won't change, man. You look at my classes, like, I got, what, Paladin to 46, Marauder to 53, and then the only reason Pugilist is at 21 is because it unlocked something for Marauder. I'll probably take Arcanist up because it would be convenient to have just one job that you level that gives you 2 of the rolls. But I'm more interested in Astrologian as a healer.
Well, if I want my bear mount, I'm gonna have to get all those.
Yeah.
Does
Just
Dark
run
Knight have a
200
cool mount,
and
or did they bother? Did they not bother? Because they figured everyone's gonna want to.
Dark Knight's got a Panther, right?
It's called a Panther, but you know, I was thinking it's more like a Black Corral or something.
I'll have to decide which mount looks cooler. That'll pretty honestly inform my decision.
Yeah, right. Kami, I'm pretty sure it's a pun though, because it's pronounced the same way. Idyllic, Idleshire. Don't think it's a stretch to suggest that Koji Fox might pun on a name. It's fate. Hey, Captain Cookbush. Let me switch the title over here.
Well, even if it was spelled Idleshire like it was idyllic, that would still be a pun, would it not?
That's what I'm saying. It's totally a pun.
One is a better pun than the other, but... Oh wow, these little 50 quests are giving 38,000 XP now. I should really switch to my monk.
Yeah, pretty much anything that was 50 was nerfed XP. So elemental houses. Later, Leon.
Thankfully, I'm almost on the home stretch when it comes to getting Dark Knight to 60.
Nice.
Because 57 and 58 are definitely the worst parts of the game right now, grind-wise.
Yeah, I've heard that. Well, I know that from leveling, whatchamacallit, Fisher.
Fisher.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Are you talking about combat classes or gathering, though?
Well, considering how much we're gathering now, why is it the same for anyone, though? It seems... Why is 57, 58 the wall, not 59?
59, actually has a dungeon that you can, chain, that will give you a chain bonus until 60. While 57 and 58 has a dungeon as well, but you lose the chain bonus at 58. And to go from 58 to 59, you need 3.4 million experience. And it's just the dungeon is not. I think Kami could probably link it, but someone did the math on Reddit, and I think it's like 13 runs of that dungeon or something.
That's pretty bad. It used to be like, a couple runs to get a level. I think Kami's also made the point, though, that like the amount of XP from 50 to 60 is comparable to if they added another 50 levels. They just compacted it into 10 levels instead. It's not too bad. I'm hoping that they'll have some XP tweaks by the time we're actually seriously having to grind out to keep up with the story. If we hit a grind point, we can just go back and do some Realm Reborn hard mode dungeons. I mean, they give XP.
No, they don't.
No?
Monsters don't give XP in the Realm Reborn dungeons.
But you get some for beating the dungeon, like turning in the quest. It's not.
Some of the dungeons don't have quests to turn in, though. You only get high level roulette gives you an XP bonus per day, but it's only from clearing the entire dungeon.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But yeah.
So, what are we trying to do anything now, or what's the...
I was just going to unlock the jobs and then call it for the stream.
Sounds good.
Then Wednesday we can kind of progress, I was saying, until we hit a wall of not being a high enough level. And then switch over to going back to some of the Realm Reborn content, maybe do the grinding off stream where possible.
Thinking if I should bite my tongue or not about the level of the first dungeon.
Yeah.
The first Heavensward dungeon, because it's an optional dungeon. That's all I'm going to say. It's an optional dungeon.
We'll probably hit anything along the way, dungeon-wise. Especially 4-man content. It's been the best so far. I mean, we wouldn't skip it. We didn't skip any of the optional dungeons on the way to 50.
Yeah, you aren't going to skip it, but you're going to have to make sure to check side quests in that area.
I think we'll just end up doing all the side quests on stream, since that's like a good way to get to 60, right?
Yeah, that's what I did to get my first class to 60.
Yeah, I'll take care of that off stream, Kami. Need to get my deliverance skill.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing a stream of the warrior quests or whatever, because I haven't seen them before. And it's hard finding stuff like that on YouTube, since most people are putting in tags for like level 52 warrior quests, but just being a level 50 video.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I can run through it real quick. I mean, I told Andrew I'd be done at 11. I got 40 minutes left, so. If you guys are still hanging out and want to do your job quest too, see anything crazy happen for Scholar and Dragoon, and I guess Monk too, right?
I mean, where do we have to go to get them?
Back to your old NPC.
Yeah, your old
I see.
NPC.
Stairway to the Heavens. Hornmill. But at this point, like, as before, if you guys want to bounce, no worries. I'm just going to go until I probably finish the warrior. Holy shit, there's a bunch of black mages queuing in Quarry Mill. They're a bunch all the gill sellers. Come my stream. Jesus Christ.
I have to get rid of some of my low-level leveling gear that I'm never going to use again, but I can just keep hoarding.
I wonder why they're in Quarry Mill of all places. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 queuing black mages.
It's interesting what they do when they actually get into the dungeons.
Are they just like spamming AoE to farm items or something?
They use teleport hacks. So they teleport outside the range of the enemies. I mean, Square Enix has implemented countermeasures for that in pretty much every dungeon that was released in 2.2 or beyond.
Yeah. I feel like the fact that they're doing it in instances, I mean, yeah, it hides it from players who can't report them, but it should make it really easy for Square to isolate them. Just look at the dungeons, look at the class makeup, see what they're doing. It should probably be a huge red flag if there's 4 identically geared black mages with nonsense names running a dungeon. I think that's something that you could query for.
I mean, the GMs can enter the dungeons.
Mm-hmm. They don't ever ban them just on a whim, though. They have to ban them in waves, otherwise the gill sellers figure out what they're getting banned for and change their tactics.
But yeah, I don't have to worry too much about bots on Excalibur since it's locked like 95% of the time.
Mm.
There's like 2 or 3 bots in Ul'dah right now.
Won't be a time mage.
But yeah, they implemented countermeasures because there were also groups out there trying to get first kill on like second coil and stuff at the time. So they implemented countermeasures for it. Because I think for second coil they actually banned a couple of statics for using third-party tools.
I want to be a time mage with cards.
I just unlocked Dark Knight and I have running around naked with just a sword.
Don't you have armor that they gave you?
Maybe. I'm equipping
Yeah, they give you a
stuff.
couple pieces.
I'm going through. I'm gonna go back to my retainer and look through my armor and start getting rid of some shit.
Yeah.
Like my idea was like, well, I still haven't done rogue. I still haven't done blah blah blah. But I'm just gonna throw away anything underneath my archer's level, and just when I go to level those up much later from now, it's gonna be like, well, I'll rebuy that shit. It's so cheap.
Just bother Marstead to craft you a set.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Takes
my
a
archer is
couple
like level
minutes.
20 now, so anything below level 20 is just getting the axe, and then as I level up my archer, and machinist and stuff, and I have all the tank gear for whenever I want to level up tanks, which maybe I'll start doing a little. I feel like I should keep it all, right? Like all the cool pink and green stuff you get from dungeons. Like I don't want to get it again.
I try to save a bunch of stuff.
I'd save the post level 50 armor, your tombstone gear, because you guys probably have quite a few poetics by now.
No.
No? Did you spend them all or something?
Yeah, we have a lot of poetics. I've been spending them as I get them, but
Yeah, I spend them on my Dragoon.
I've
to
spent
get-
about 7,000 poetics so far. I get a lot of them from Beast Tribe quests.
I bought the helm, chest, and feet with poetics just before, just because I was gonna hit the cap, and I was like, well, let me buy some stuff that it was only slightly better than the gear I had bought, the Ishgard gear, I guess, but
It's still cheaper though, probably. Although, for your second class and on, you're going to want to keep all the extra gear you get, all the extra high quality gear for in case it shares gear. So like Archer and Machinist, you'll want to share the gear.
Oh,
there,
sure.
Because some of the gear is really expensive.
unfortunately, Dragoon and Monk don't share a lot, is the thing that I kept running into.
They share strength, don't they?
They do,
Or
but
strength
a lot of
accessories.
times there's that like mid-tier of gear where Dragoon has like
You can
it's
use the same thing
more
tanks
armor.
can use.
Yeah, you can use some of the
Yeah,
some of the stuff you get.
They don't do that for Heavensward gear.
Okay.
It's all good.
But yeah, like tank gear, I think like the level 58 bottom pants were like 220,000 gil for high quality on the market board. On Excalibur, not sure about your server.
No, it's pretty expensive if you're going with the crafted gear. I'm working on getting my crafts up. I should be a little bit better now that we're in Ishgard, so I can actually go and gather some of the expensive stuff. Because right now I've been having to buy it all off the market board, and it's really expensive. So if I can do the gathering myself, then I should be able to get those craft stuff and make stuff for you.
I think oh wait, no, never mind. My mistake. I was thinking of collectibles.
There are a lot of, like, leatherworking particularly requires an item that you can only gather once per day. I think that they patched it in so there's a vendor that sells it just to kind of keep the price floored. Because when it first came out, these Kurthan tea leaves were just huge on the market board. They were like tens of thousands of gil, and you needed them for every single leatherworking craft. But I think that the price floor is at whatever the vendor cost is like 1,000 gil or something like that. Yeah, so a lot of people gathering it are getting it as the collectible and not picking it up and selling it on the market board. And putting it as a vendor at a price floor was a very smart idea. You can still make a profit on that. You can just go to the vendor and buy a stack of them for 1,000 gil each and then resell it for 2,000.
The I'm trying to think what to say. On Excalibur, usually the market board's dominated by a few huge crafters, a couple of which are in my free company, but still.
Hey, Eduardo. The collectible idea is genius as far as the economy. The economy sucked in Realm Reborn because, like, just about every item you were only they all shared about like maybe a 200 to 400 gil cost, and really what you were paying for at the end of the day was the person's time to gather the item. But there was no difference between, like, you know, the log you get at level 5 and the log you get at level 50, because to a max level botanist, like, it doesn't require any extra work to get one or the other. I like the David Bowie machinist Ellison guy. David Bowie. You haven't watched Rick and Morty yet. You got to get to season 2 for the Jermaine from Flight of the Conchords David Bowie episode. It's very funny.
Yeah, I need to.
It's really funny, dude.
I realized I should have waited to do all this retainer gear swapping until I unlocked Machinist as well. Wah, wah.
Can you make your retainer into a machinist?
No.
Oh, they haven't changed that yet?
I don't think they're going to allow periods retainers can't hold job stones.
Right.
How do you get more retainers than 2?
You have to pay for them. It's like an extra $1 a month or something.
Oh.
What I did is I went for the basic subscription, which only lets you have 1 character per server. And just the difference between the basic subscription and the normal subscription, I bought additional retainers. The only problem is you can't use time cards with the basic subscription. It just doesn't work. Like, as you go deeper and deeper into Kurthus, there are more and more organs and all the music.
At this point, it'll just be nothing but organs at the end of Heavensward.
Yeah, just blaring.
Everything will just be just blaring organs the entire time.
Oh man, the machinist gun looks pretty sweet. I'll have to play with that later. Let's go do the warrior quests.
Yeah, I figured I'll go do my Dragoon quest and then worry about unlocking a machinist. Focus go.
Pretty sweet looking. Hey, thanks for the follow, Triple J. Yeah, so if you haven't seen the warrior quest line, you'll get to see the first couple here. Custosal. It's a massive pain at 50. Yeah, I try to do my Grand Company turn-ins. That seems to be the way to do it. And I'm probably just going to not even mess around with that whistle while you work mechanic. Even though it's a cool idea to add a little bit more RNG. Because like the Realm Reborn endgame crafting was almost practically deterministic. Like you could just almost just write a macro. And yeah, occasionally tricks of the trade would come up and that might change what you do, but they tried to put some more RNG in there, so it's not totally deterministic, but someone did an analysis of it on Reddit and said it's really not worth doing. Apex would know what the hell I'm talking about, so what it is, Apex is it's this stack called Whistle While You Work. It's 11 stacks. And whenever you do a step, it goes down by 1, and certain special things happens when the stack is a multiple of 3. So, like, you need to activate the stack and then try to, you know, orient all of your other crafting actions around your Whistle While You Work stack so that you can do special things at 9, 6, and 3. And then also, like, try to consume them at a certain point.
Huh.
But it interacts with whether the craft quality is good or excellent as well, so that can kind of screw you over. People are suggesting right now that unless if they tweak Whistle While You Work, it's just not even worth messing with those skills. And Bronze Lake. Yeah, I thought they were trying to get rid of that, Kami, with like, It seemed like when they added the new like Ghetto Byrgot's Blessing skill to all the different classes, like, oh, okay, you don't have to level all the classes to be able to be an efficient crafter. Then you look at all of the recipes and they all require items from the other crafts, so it's still, that's the best thing to do, is take them all up at the same time. Yeah. Fortunately, my gatherers are pretty good. Like, I've got Miner and Botanist at 55 just from doing the Grand Company turn-ins. I don't think I've done a single Mine or Botan since the release. Broken Mountain. Oh man. I think this dude is Curious Gorge's brother. He showed up in the final warrior cutscene. I'm the only warrior in the whole game that tamed my inner beast.
I'm kind of excited to try out Dark Knight, but I know I should level up Gladiator first if I want to be a responsible tank.
No, you're good, man. You really don't need Provoke. I'm serious. Like, you will when you get to the very end game.
Yeah.
Taking Gladiator to
22.
anyway,
though.
You should.
You should probably get Provoke anyways, just because of the fact that you will eventually run into someone in Duty Finder who will not follow the kill order at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, if I do Dark Knight or Warrior or Paladin, obviously all of those require me leveling up the Gladiator, so might as well just suck it up and do it sometime. Probably just won't happen very soon. All this side leveling, probably have to wait until after I'm done with my thesis.
Yeah.
I haven't really been logging on too much except for stream.
It's not too bad with the armory bonus. Like, you'll get to Gladiator 10 in a very short amount of time.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. And like I've been very slowly, but like even just before when I was waiting for something, I was playing my archer and I got a level. I got from 18 to 19. Still got to get that up for machinist and black mage to get quelling strikes.
Yeah, Kami, I'm probably just, I'm not going to brute force level any of my crafts. I'm just going to do the Grand Company turn-ins, because it gives you like 1/3 to 2/3 of a level. If it's an on-level craft. I mean, and like making one of those items is not trivial. You're talking like sometimes 30 minutes to get all the mats together to make one item for one craft. So what I've been doing is I just look and see which ones have a star next to them that give double XP and just do those if I'm going to do it. I don't need the seals, so it's really just to slow level the other classes. Get it, better axe around.
Hey.
And a cow, welcome. The Grand Company leveling that much? Oh, great. Well, that doesn't make a huge difference. I guess that affects waste not, but... Like with hit points, the only hit point that matters is the last one, right? The only durability point that matters is the last 5 to 10. I am on Ultros. We are on Ultros. Just finished unlocking Ishgard, doing some of the cool quests now, like doing my warrior job quests. What do you play on Dark Cane? Now, is this first quest that I'm doing, is this going to unlock Deliverance? Is this like a 52 quest, or is this just going to let me do more job quests in Ishgard?
It'll probably just let you do more job quests, because it was a quest requirement to be level 50.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
Then, yeah, you don't get your first ability until 52.
I see. Sure, sure.
And we have to do story in Ishgard to get that for us, right?
Yeah.
I think we might be able to do the 52 one right off the bat, but like anything after that, we probably have to do story. Hyperion. Nice, Darkane. Yeah, we just started playing in May. We just got to Heavensward today, this morning. Did the Steps of Faith. Broken Mountain. He is back. Osha. We offer Osha. Interesting. I feel like a lot of the people who peruse Final Fantasy XIV streams tend to be main tanks. Those spiky are you a black mage? What's your main?
I think Spiky's a summoner, but don't hold me to it because I see him practicing out on the front lawn of the Free Company House with Ifrit all the time.
Nice.
With Ifrit Aggie out.
White mage, all right, breaking the streak. Them heals.
Hey, I'm a white mage main.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you were a tank.
Nope.
Disregard. Well, there you go. 3 tanks.
Tank is just my second class because I don't like long queues. You see, I have my priorities straight.
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot that when I level up my Dark Knight and those other things, it'll be so much quicker.
Right? Armory chest?
That's how I was leveling up my Marauder back in the days. Like, I got to 28 strictly from, like, Duty Finder bonus. A hit.
Yeah, you can Google, like, Fate leveling guide. There's a couple places where you can go do Fate train if you want to.
Still gotta get, I have like a level left. I'm like right at the cusp of 29, so basically a level to get to 30 on my, to get Warrior going once I get Gladiator 15. And I guess I'll look up what, well, first I'll decide if I want to take Warrior or Dark Knight up, but then I'll look up what important classes stuff is there.
Yeah. Duty and the Beast.
Which for Warrior, I think you said their cross class is Pugilist.
Warrior is Pugilist
so that
and
I'll
Gladiator.
be fine with once I get the necessary Gladiator stuff. Where Dark Knight, I'll have to do a little work.
I think if you have Gladiator up to 22, then you're good. You don't really, I mean, you could take it up to 34 for awareness, but it's only really needed in some specific fights. It's a skill that makes you immune to critical hits. So I guess there's some bosses, like I think Shiva Extreme, that use a lot of auto attacks that can crit you. But
yeah, let me grab my little 52 quest, but it's in an area of Ishgard we haven't been to yet. Like I clicked on the map and it's completely, you know, blank. So I guess I'll wait until we get to that area to do it.
What's that, Darkane?
Follow for a follow. Like you follow him on Twitch, he follows you.
That makes sense. Sure. Follow sent. What do you stream usually?
Will we get to, I guess it's right next to the Foundation, so I answer my own question. Let me see if I can find it. I need to go to, Falcon's Nest area for my 52 Dragoon quest, but it says I can get there.
You can't go there yet.
I can't. It says I can go straight through from the Foundation, but I guess
you might be able to. I'm not sure though.
I'll try. I'll let you know.
Yeah, thanks for the follow, Darkane. I think that you're, I mean, not that it matters because we happened to choose base 10, but you are follower number 400. Hooray.
Hooray!
Cool, man. Yeah, I'll probably put you, I have a bot that lets me do auto hosting when I turn off, so I'll add you to my auto host list. Like checks to see if anyone's online and randomly assigns it every 48 minutes or something like that. And people sitting in chat to give you some extra views. Oh man. Fucking Curious George, man. Oh, it's this fight again. Cool.
It's kind of weird that there's 2 areas that have 1 Aether. I guess it's the same as all of them. Never mind. For some reason, I'm not thinking of this Foundation kind of like Limsa or New Gridania, so it was weird to me that there's 1 main Aetherite for 2 zones, and then I realized that that's how all the cities kind of work. I guess I'm just not used to. I got so used to them. Every other zone besides the main cities is like that, though. Is why I was.
We're fighting Curious Gorge. If you wanted to see what he looks like on stream, he's a Rogadin warrior. He's all pissed off all the time. Hey Day, thanks for the hosts. Appreciate it. I also have you on my auto host list. Be nice. Calm down, Curious Gorge. Oh, interesting. This is different now. So the last time we fought this guy, there's these inner furies all over the place. That if I go and kill them, they heal me. So I can kind of have a challenging fight and still heal myself. Those blue ones, though, damage you if they blow up next to you. And in the previous fight, before Heavensward, they didn't move, so just didn't go near them. Now they, like, zoom in on you. And you probably just want to let them hit you when you're in a safe place, and then plus one of the inner furies to get some health back.
Yeah, it won't let me go there. The door leads to like the little blue dotted line, like, hey, you're going to another area, and there's a gate there. And you talk to the dude, he's like, oh, you can't go there unless you have any wings. So I guess I'll have to wait to actually do my 52 Dragoon. It'll be interesting to see if it lets you do your 52 Warrior, unless that's what you're doing now.
I'm doing 52 Warrior right now, yeah.
Oh wow, it gated me on my Dragoon.
Really? That doesn't seem right. It was from exactly the same NPC.
I mean, I picked it up, I can't do it until we get to that area in Ishgard.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's not really that weird, because a lot of your quests are going to take place in Ishgard now, or Heavensward areas.
It seems strange, though, that they would like limit some classes and not others. I mean, maybe there's another step after this that's going to take me to the zone that he's in, and keep me from progressing after that.
Oh, by the way, I hope you like Pennons a lot, because you're going to be hearing that song you were hearing while facing George there. Gorge.
Cool.
It's pretty much the main instance theme for most of the Heavensward content.
It's pretty cool.
Main quest instant theme.
He's got anger management issues.
Well, I guess I'll just wait to do that till next time we progress the story.
Okay.
I imagine, depending on if it'll level sync us or not, if the next dungeon is 52, then I'll want it for that, since it's the one that gives the party-wide crit buff.
I could tell you the level of the next.
Yeah,
dungeon,
level's fine.
Level 51.
Okay.
So it'll level sync us.
It'll sync
down?
you if you're. It'll sync you down if you're above level. If you're at level 53.
So you'll have the 52.
So I would be able to use it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be able to use your 52 ability just fine.
So then, whenever we unlock that dungeon, before we do that, I'd want to go and do the thing if I haven't yet. But otherwise, for other questing, I don't need it, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's like the unavoidable spoiler about Heavensward, is that there's a Moogle town that has a shitload of fetch quests, and like everybody hates it. Which is too bad, because I want Moogle town.
You want Moogle town, but you don't want fetch quests.
Yeah. Sorry. Too bad for you.
There's your monkey. There's your monkey's paw right there.
Oh, it's a Moogle town.
Yeah, I just looked. Level 51, sync from 52.
That's the one thing that the subreddit, no one has ever marked that as a spoiler when people mention this Mogtown place. I don't know anything about it other than that there are Moogles there.
Yeah, I read about that and didn't say anything because I didn't want to.
Oh shit. My bad. Hey Pax, did you know about the Moogle town?
No, it's okay though.
Sorry.
I didn't even know you were still around.
Yeah, I can't. I don't have 52 yet, so I can't do the stuff you guys are doing.
Well, now I'm just unlocking my machinist just for funzy.
As soon as you step into like the first actual Heavensward area, like open field area, you're gonna notice something pretty. Probably what I least favorite part about Heavensward with the monsters around.
Cool, we'll do that Wednesday, I think.
Since you're in a party, you'll be fine. But if you're otherwise you're not gonna have a very good time. Kami knows what I'm talking about.
How ominous. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh man, these machinists look so cool. I want to be one.
You're about to be. It's so close.
I just gotta click through this cutscene.
I went the wrong zone. Oops. Good all the time.
Whoa. You gotta do the first machinist quest. This cutscene's really cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Oh, you did it already?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Really liked it. The guy that's David Bowie Ellison.
I think Machinist is probably going to be the last class I level. It's not a bad class, it's just too slow-paced for me.
Gameplay-wise, I'm not super hype about it, but they look so cool. I would like to have a ranged DPS though, and so the question is, do I want to be a Black Mage, a Bard, or a Machinist? And I don't think I want to do Bard, so the real question then becomes, well, which will I enjoy more, Black Mage or Machinist? And I want to level them both more to decide.
I just went with Summoner.
Yeah, I guess I always forget about that one. Pat has that under control though, so I'm not in a big rush to
level that one.
Yeah, I've been trying to not have too much cross stuff. Not that that matters, but...
Alright, I just finished this quest and it's 6 minutes to 11, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop out of chat and sign off on Twitch. Catch you later, Darkstar. I'll be back in the channel in a bit.
Okay, see ya.
Channel switched.
Alright, thanks everybody for watching. Gonna give you an update of the schedule coming up. We usually are not playing Final Fantasy XIV Sunday mornings. This is a special thing so we could knock out the Steps of Faith and the very long end of Realm Reborn cutscene, so we can get ready for Ishgard. Typically we play Final Fantasy XIV on Wednesday nights and Saturday mornings. If you look below the stream, you can see the upcoming schedule. It's usually Wednesday from 3 o'clock to 7:30 Pacific, and Saturday morning from 7 to 11 Pacific in the morning. Other games that are coming up, typically the focus of this channel is to play through every awesome game ever made at least once, thinking there are so many of them we can't get to all of them in one lifetime. Final Fantasy XIV is one of those. We're going to keep streaming until we beat the main story, and then probably retire the game until there are new content patches. We'll get back on stream to show you the story and the content patch, and then switch to some other games in the meantime. But games that are coming up for next week are Final Fantasy V, Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, Final Fantasy IX, Mass Effect 2. Next week Friday is going to continue our Zelda focus, where we're trying to beat all of the Zeldas in chronological order according to Nintendo's published timelines. So we're still working on Skyward Sword, which is the first in the series. Pretty likely that we're going to beat Zelda next week Friday, and then jump from Skyward Sword into Minish Cap, which is the next in the series, with more Final Fantasy XIV next week Saturday morning. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.